Yippee-ki-yay!
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. Well, my name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with my ecstatic brother Alex.
That's me. I'm a very ecstatic.
The enigmatic Christopher.
The question mark?
The horse-spin-scopined Charles Hargraves. And I am, of course, Harlan Guthrie. I think I already said that. Welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. This is Deadlands Game 1, Part 9, and we are so excited to be here with you guys tonight on this Wednesday evening. It is always something to look forward to here on the INVICTUS stream, to hang out with you guys, have a little chitty chat, and pet the little kitty cat, whatever the hell that means. So I want to first off say thank you to you guys who are watching. Give yourselves a pat on the back.
You did it.
I have to watch this shit too. I should get a pat on the back.
Yeah.
This is, of course, as always, an 18-plus show. Why is it an 18-plus show? I like saying words like fuck. What you gonna do about it, huh?
Look at my screen.
Oh, no, 69! We're wild and crazy guys. So you got to make sure not to... oh, look at that warning right there. Ooh, 18plus.png. You know we're serious when. This is, of course, an 18-plus show, so if you're watching this on YouTube and you feel like you're not mature enough to watch a show like this, for whatever fucking reason, you go ahead and minimize that video. But before you do, I want you to go ahead and give a big old like to this video on YouTube. That's right. You click that little thumbs up to like the video, the number rises, and we feel better about ourselves. And we don't have to go to bed crying. Also, if you're on YouTube and you're watching, make sure you subscribe to us, because we have a lot of great content, such as role-playing games every Wednesday. So go ahead and subscribe, because that's what makes everybody feel a lot better about themselves. Also, if you subscribe, Justin won't kill a puppy.
I won't.
I mean,
I probably still will.
Well, I was going to say, well, he won't kill a puppy anyway, but he also won't kill a puppy if you subscribe. So it's a win-win, and we get to subscribe.
Man's got to eat.
That's right. Eat puppies. So go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Makes us feel really cool. If you like Twittering, which everyone in the world loves Twitter, because you can talk to celebrities, go Twitter us. That's at INVICTUS Stream. And then also follow some famous people like Cillian Murphy from Sunshine, directed by Danny Boyle. He's probably on Twitter. I don't know. Also, if you're on Facebook, please go ahead and search the INVICTUS stream on the top bar. You're going to see two pages pop up. Well, two things. The first one is the page. Like that page. And then the second one is the group. Join that group, because all the cool people are in the group. I got to say, Aisha, Mark, well, they're the only two people
They're the only two cool people we have, but they are in the group.
Cool.
But they're definitely in the group. I've seen them at least twice. Jake,
Tyler,
Galen, Lynn,
Deborah,
Michelle,
Deborah. Oh, that
All
guy!
8 of them.
That guy who challenged us to pronounce his name.
That's right.
We're not going to do, because we don't get bullied around. We do what we want always. So
yeah, I definitely didn't practice.
no. Godpool Gryffindor, you stay forever. But honestly, the group is a fantastic place with lots of friends. You'll notice Michael isn't here, by the way, so my best friend isn't here, so I don't give a fuck about anything. Forget it. What's the point? Well, okay, I care about Alex. Alex is in a new dig, by the way. He just bought his first house.
That's why I'm in the purple room.
He's now painted his walls purple for multitude of reasons, mainly because he wanted to be different than us.
Yeah.
And he wanted to say lavender.
And well, it is lavender.
And it's to support Mike, who's not here. That's why I went purple.
That's right. It is supporting Mike, because Mike couldn't be here with us tonight. We love Mike. We always think about Mike, and we want to be like Mike. So well done, Mike, for whatever reason. Yeah, group. Join the group. When you join the group, you get to hang out with a lot of cool people. You can share stories about role-playing games and share stories about getting checked for multitude of other doctoral, things that grow on your fungus covered. Anyway, you can share information, and that's what we want to do. And when you share information, we like to reward people in the group who start conversations and have fun. And we like to reward an MVP every week. Typically, the MVP is given to someone who stands out amongst the rest, someone who decided to create a little bit of community, maybe offered a question, or maybe created a poll, shared a picture. There's a lot of reasons that we like to reward people with MVP. And the best part about MVP is that I do so much for the stream. let me just say, I do 99%. And all I ask of these guys is to pick MVP every week. So before the stream started, I very graciously asked, why don't you guys pick an MVP? And guess what? No one's picked an MVP this week. That's not worth clapping.
It's Harlan.
In the most unprofessional way, because I can't rely on anybody, I'm going to scroll down randomly and pick someone I think is
so many good
deserving
ones.
of. Well, there's lots of deserving ones, but
There's a lot of great posts.
Yeah, Mark had that cubicle post. Galen posted the choppers. He even painted the INVICTUS on the thing. I'm, you know what? I'm gonna give it to. No, not that one. No, Chris Viseau, whatever the hell that's for. I'm not giving it to you. I'm going to give it to me because I had a good post there.
Harlan Guthrie.
That was me again. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
Tyler Road. Oh, here we go. Here. Oh, was that a week ago though? That was already a week ago.
Never might have been last. We might have awarded it to him last week.
I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to impulse this one, and I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it to Mr. Kurt Simcox, where he asked the question, which actually I have flagged. I liked it to. I didn't like it. I was going to like it. I'm going to like it now. To ask about DMs running one game, multiple DMs running one game. Something that we on the INVICTUS stream have talked about many times because we all have different play styles and all that kind of fun stuff. So that's something that we are going to be doing, and I thought it was a fun question. So if you guys haven't answered that, you should go ahead and answer it now because Kurt won MVP. Well done, Kurt. Now, there's also LVP, which is actually a new thing. It's least valuable player. And I'm going to reward least valuable player to Mr. Lacey P. Adams, the Marshal, and Louis Verville for not doing the one simple thing I asked them to do, find one person
in our
on the screen
defense,
that did a great thing.
Harlan.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Harlan.
defense.
He's going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're picking MVP. Go.
You know what? I could have done it. I did it on the stream live, so no excuses. You get a boo sound, but we don't have one, so you get this. Oh, not loud enough. Let's try again. No, loud. Oh, there it goes. Anyway, LVP, these three, MVP, Kurt. Well done, Kurt. You earned it. Now, after insulting our fabulous community, I do want to do a special thank you to a mysterious stranger who will remain unnamed on their own request, who recently bought us a copy of 10 Candles, which is a really cool horror RPG.
Oh,
funnily enough, I was going to reward it to Michael Weber because he mentioned it originally, but I thought, well, I'm going to thank the person for getting us the game, and so it doesn't make sense to sort of double down on the 10. Look at this. Who wants to see my chest today? Let's go this way. That looks a little better, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, I
baby.
want to thank Michael, but I couldn't. So, well, now I'm going to say it wasn't Michael, but thank you, Mr. Stranger, to whoever gave it to us. You know who you are. I know who you are, but you asked not to be mentioned, so thank you. Little more. I want these. I want these separate. There we go. The other person I want to do a quick shout out. Oh, this is great. This is good. So on top of this clusterfuck of an intro, the mid-game post is something that we do every week. And recently, we've realized something. As we are not financial whizzes, we've now oversaturated the market with too much XP. So starting tonight, the mid-game post is not going to reward 5 XP per player per winner. It's going to be 2 XP per winner from here on out. Well done!
And
to us
for twice as much.
You know what? This game is going to seem so good after this intro. Just
well,
like
that was the plan
it
because
can
I
only
wanted
go
to
up from here, right?
Hey, there's nothing wrong with this intro. It's to the point and it's light and airy, like my briefs.
gas.
And finally, I'm going to throw it to Chris for the NPC pick. Every week we're doing an NPC from a different system that Chris gets to pick, and he's going to announce the winner, and that person will get XP, not at a reduced cost. So, Chris, take it away.
I guess I can do it.
Take it away, Christopher.
All right. Most NPCs. So non-player character of the week. So this week it was a free-for-all. A lot of people did Deadlands, which I appreciate. So Tony Folk got Click Baxter, a great character. Check it out. There'll be another NPC in the last one for Deadlands, so make sure you get it in for next week. Way to go, Tony.
Tony.
Way to go, Tony.
Way to go.
Was that Tony Folk you said?
Tony Folk
Tony.
with his character Click.
I'm going to get that queued up for when you're talking. Go ahead, start.
Well done. So fantastic job, and thank you all who have submitted their who posts, and thank you to everybody who plays along in the group, and kind of continues keeping on the community that we have there. Really cool stuff, and it makes us want to do better, like we're doing tonight. You know, it really makes us bring out the egg.
Well, it makes us want to do better. Sometimes.
Yeah.
We can't.
Well, I don't want to do better. Well, I don't do better, but I want to. It's
I
sort of
want
like,
to
you know,
too.
I don't think a lot of people don't realize that we're running off of a tight script right now. This is
Really
all
funny. This is all scripted. This is sort of like Gilmore Girls dialogue. It's written out, really detailed, and we're actually just following it note for note. Damn,
that's right.
Yep, every single word is written down.
That was the contract.
that was the contract.
And this is a fun one. Check this out. Here's a little sneak peek for you people who are watching. That's what
manual of what we have written.
It's called a script. Check this out.
31 there.
Oh, what's that? What's this? What's this coming up? Bana, 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 na, 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 na. That's right. All right. This is The End of the World, Revolt of the Machines, the newest book from Fantasy Flight Games, and the final in the 4-book saga? That is, yeah, it was expensive as shit. But it is the final one in our End of the World series, the final book. So look for this on the horizon. We're going to be playing a few stories from this and getting these guys into a new terrible scenario. So there you go. For putting up with this terrible intro, that's a little sneak peek you get. Do we have to remove sound effects from you?
Nope.
It wasn't me.
Good one.
Chris?
That was funny.
The crickets love them. All right, well, that's it for me. I've leveled up my character. Have you guys leveled up your characters?
Yep.
Yes.
No, you haven't, but I have. Just so you know, I've taken Dead Shot, and I've taken more Vigor, and I have taken Notice. So I'm a more powerful character than I ever have been.
And I increased my strength and smarts.
They have pills for Vigor now.
What's bigger now?
They have pills for Vigor.
Oh.
Cialis.
Or Viagra. All right, well, that's it for me. Did anyone write a summary of last week?
Well, actually, I did want to talk about that, Harlan, because you mentioned today there was a Facebook post about people taking a shot at doing the synopsis themselves. A summary of what happened in last game. Is that right?
Yeah, but that was just sort of for the... Yeah.
A
lot of
calm and slow night.
So no one wrote like a huge synopsis as such, but Aisha wrote a few lines. Oh, by the way, thank you, Aisha. I meant to do a shout out. Well done, Aisha, for writing that.
So I mean, I really like the idea of having the community write these synopses and trying to take these into their own hands and getting some experience points for it. So 3 experience points to write a synopsis. I think that's a fair trade. That's a bargain, really. That's
well, and again, to clarify, it wasn't so much a synopsis as it was the post that I usually do on Wednesdays, saying here's the link, and here's a quick, really brief where we left off.
Oh, okay. Well,
did you actually read the post?
Yeah, I read it. I read it.
It's not robust. I mean, we can read it real slow.
I think I'm gonna do it. I'm
all right, but do it really slow.
All right,
here we go.
Last week on Deadlands.
Wait for the gong sound.
Oh, okay.
God.
All right.
Okay.
So right, yeah, it says.
All right, here we go. You ready? You ready? No, here's the gong. There you go.
That's it.
No,
is that it?
That's the gong. Go for it.
Got it. Okay, yeah. Last week on Deadlands RPG. The shit hits the fan. The gang, reunited after Lewis's illness, make their way underground. Entering the labyrinth, they uncover Specimen, an otherworldly collective of sentient vermin. The mind-controlling alien species is at the heart of Carver and the gang's wolves. Where did they hail from? And what is their ultimate goal? Besting the abomination, the gang's main concern is the health of Buddy Jacks as they flee back to Halton.
Holy, that was good. Well done, Aisha, and whoever the hell read it. Who was that guy?
I was Richard Price, or Vincent
Well
Price.
done.
Vincent Price.
Well done, Richard Price. I thought it was Vincent's brother.
Richard Pryor.
That's his son-in-law, Richard.
I like Richard better. Richard Price. They couldn't afford Vincent, so it's me, Richard.
How is the price of Dick?
Price to Dick ratio?
Mhm.
Or
Richard
price?
Price.
Oh, Dick Price. I get you. Well, Dick Price really,
Excuse me.
it depends on how much
Huh.
Dick there
Dick
is.
is saturating the market.
Dick is saturating the market, therefore
About
the price
7
rises.
XP, guys.
That's 7 XP to
So
let Dick saturate the market.
It sounds like we're not talking about Richard anymore.
No, we are.
No.
It's just a
Oh.
subtle nod. Dick, you know.
What
Dick
about-
heads on there? Everyone face, Brian?
Head face? Well, he's an American novelist, guys, and he sounds like Vincent Price, which is why I confused the two.
Yeah, I'm sure he sounds like Vincent Price.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure. That meant to be crickets. All right, so that was it. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for being with us.
Mhm.
You know,
I had a lot
whatever.
of fun.
I had a
Let's
great
get around
time.
the table.
Yeah.
You around the
Chris always
table.
says.
I was too soon.
Always say.
I screwed that up already.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to give it call an answer. All right. Oh, I forgot to mention.
Oh my God.
I want to do a quick show. Hey, you know what? Fuck it. This is. I want to give a big shout out
What
to
is
my
that?
main man, Jason Jordan Brazy. Gave us the
What?
stamp. Yeah. Do you remember the? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We get it. It's a stamp, guys. Stop at the what?
What?
Do-
What?
What? No, that's just a sound effect. That's just
What?
Google Hangouts. What? What?
Do you remember the boxes that we got? Those
the
fantastic
stamps
wooden
on them.
boxes. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was the stamp that he made for those. That's what it looks
Oh,
like.
nice.
That's right. So a huge thank you to him, as well as I posted a little while ago asking someone from the States, from the stream, to help me ship a Kickstarter where the guy from Kickstarter sort of fucked me over. Not in a good way either. And he totally helped me out. So thank you for the stamp. Thank you for shipping me the games. Well done, man. I appreciate it so much. And thank you to everybody who offered their help, too. Trevor offered, as well as someone very kind, which I completely forget. And isn't that just the nicest when you do something nice and then you get forgotten? Forgotten, guys. Forgotten. When you get forgotten. All right, so that's that. That's I wanted to say thank you to that. We can now stamp shit. I'm going to stamp a lot of things. I'm going to go over to Alex's new house and stamp the walls.
Your
And,
wife is just gonna wake up one morning just stamps
Just with a
all over her
stamp
face.
across her forehead. That's how I do. I like to label my stuff.
You know, it'd be really funny if you just stamped it on my arm and I came home and said I got a tattoo.
Ooh,
Like-
that would make your wife very happy, I'm sure.
Like, babe,
Too
do
late.
this forever.
We should all get
Oh,
we should all
check
get
it out.
cattle brands.
It'll be perfect for the
yeah.
first Invictus Con.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna be so ready. People can actually, yeah, people can come in and out of our con.
That's right. I want everyone to know that we are planning an Invictus Con. For all 10 people watching this, you guys are going to be the main bulk of the members, and then we're going to have booths all over. And we're going sort of for a minimalist theme, so they're going to be empty.
Yeah.
But you know, if you want to have we do sound jaded. We're not going for jaded. Understand that our sense of humor is very, very, very sharp edge. Our humor, we love like we hate. We're very, very, very passionate people that make fun of anything. You should hear us when we hang out together. Look at this guy's chest right now.
I don't shave; it's just bare.
Yeah.
No, no, no. This is
Bear's
bear.
chest.
This is a bear
That's
chest.
a bear chest.
It's all hairy.
Should we all? Are we doing this?
I'm doing it. You want to join?
We gotta get ratings up, guys.
I
got
can
there.
feel it. Something. Ooh.
Alex, where's yours?
Let's get it on.
All right, I think. Okay, so it goes. Chris is the smoothest. Justin is the second smoothest. Alex is the second hairiest, and me is the hairiest.
Yeah. This is all in the script.
But it's not a neck beard. Look, it stops here.
Same.
Because I shave it. Stop that!
That's the noise it makes when you rub your chest.
It's cricket rub. All right, what are we doing? Deadlands or something?
We
Call of
could
Cthulhu?
anytime.
Let's just do Deadlands.
Are we live right
No, not yet, but we're going to be shortly. We have not done Dragon Age. We forgot to mention that the Dragon Age is coming up next. Dragon Age is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
I am excited too. It's going to be the first time we're going to be revisiting old characters.
Oh, I get to be an old character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old characters are coming back. I mean, we're all switching.
Yeah.
I get to be
Michael's
Grinner.
playing Pence. I'm playing
Renner.
No, you're playing
Renner.
Imogen. I'm playing Grinner.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
hold on a second.
Michael.
No,
Michael's
I'm
playing,
still. You're switching. I'm playing Grinner again.
Fine, but Imogen's gonna punch you in the face.
He can do whatever he wants. I'm maxing
I
out my
don't know why I
punching.
keep bringing that out. That's like my lowest part of this
I'm
whole thing
bringing
we've
back.
done.
No, you know what?
I've watched that game and go, man, I
I was gonna
didn't
make
need
a trailer just about that audio cut out and be like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking punch
Do it.
you, and then it's
Do
Dragon Age, the low point.
It's intense. It's intense.
But I don't know. Maybe this is the new low point. This intro. All right. The funniest part of all this and why I think I'm so excited is I bet people are like, they're just killing time for Michael. We're not.
No.
We are not. You know what we're really killing time for? Justin to wake up from his nap. Let's see those tired eyes, buddy. Let's see him. Those are tired eyes. All right, that's enough of this. Chris, take us to a new world. I want to see what's up.
Oh,
Go.
Maybe it was the smoke rising from his eyebrows or the sweat from the hot desert sun beating down his forehead, causing each scorched hair follicle to sizzle. Maybe it was seeing Buddy singed, unconscious, covered in second and third degree burns, with blood still dripping from his mouth, strewn across his horse's saddle, reminding Lacy that his days are numbered as are everyone's. Or was it a realization of fondness that had grown for his companions in such a small time? A fondness that even Judy in her rare form seemed now to have for Buddy, someone at best she showed contempt for, at worst she tried to eat. What it was Lacy felt did not matter, as he felt now obliged to impart his story. But would they believe him? After all, Lacy himself is not sure about his past. What was true? What was because of... In an infrequent span of clarity, Lacy began to relate his past, a story that began when Lacy was much younger, before Lacy had become the man he is today.
So I turn to Lacy. And we're riding, I'm assuming?
Yeah, you guys are riding outside of... you've decided that all the men that are there who need help, you can't bring back. And what is more pressing is the fact that Buddy Jax is in such bad shape.
But because he is in such bad shape, because he's essentially burned, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the explosion of the...
We actually have to ride a bit slower, as much as it seems counterintuitive. If we go too fast, the singed flesh is going to start falling off of his bones. So I slow to a crawl, and I turn to Lewis. I say, hold up. We need to take it a bit slower. If we go any faster, Buddy's going to fall off, and he's going to really hurt himself.
Darn tootin'. Going too fast, his skin might just come right off.
Not
And it
turn
turned-
around like that, Lacy. This is
Lacy.
serious. This man's
Fuck
well
him.
hurt.
Why
Man.
no, I'm being entirely serious.
What the hell is wrong with you, man? And I turn to Lacy, and his eyes seem a bit different. It seems like he's sort of remembering something. Lacy, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Well, I just had a flashback. Yeah, I haven't had a flashback in about 15 years.
What are you talking about, flashback? Man, since we found you, we met you, last week, and you came in here, you've been trying to pull your gun every 5 seconds, and now I'm slowing down to a trot beside Lacy. You know what, man? I can't get behind you. I don't get it. Half the time I want to slap you. Half the time I think you're crazy as shit, and then you say something that makes a little bit of sense. I'm afraid you're going to shoot the first guy we see, and yet sometimes I trust you with my back. Look, man, Buddy might be dying in front of us, and I know I can trust Lewis, and you've always been a wild card since we started. What the hell is going on with you?
Well, perhaps it would help if I told you where I came from.
You know what, Lacy, for once, as much as I would hate to delay, I would appreciate knowing what the fuck your motivation is. And I think my friend Lewis here would too.
Yeah, well, it looks like the sun's reaching its peak right now too, so might be a good time to get some shade.
Well, might be an idea. Yeah. Well, I look around. Is there a good place to stop here, Marshal?
Sure enough, you do find a spot not too far off that provides a little bit of shade and relief from the sun, a little overcropping of stone that you guys can get under. And for sure, if Buddy's kept in the sun, the dehydration he's going to be facing just from the burns alone, from bleeding out, is a high risk. So you do weigh the odds and feel it's best that you stay for a bit.
I've seen this before, actually, and I take off my kerchief and I wet it on some of the water, and I wrap it around his burnt flesh, his singed flesh, and I say, now I think if we move any more fast or slow, his flesh is going to stop dripping from his bones. It needs to set. It needs to get back to its elasticity.
You trying to give it some moisture?
Yeah, I am. You got anything?
Yeah, I do. And I step off my horse and I walk towards Buddy, and I say, well, I guess you know about me by now, Lacy, that I can do things most people can't. And a deck of cards appears in my hand, and my hands start to like become covered in water.
What in the blazes?
Oh, you knew I could do this, Lacy. I'm just.
Well, yeah. I suppose I did.
I'm just glad you didn't shoot me for thinking I was strange.
Well, now, Lewis, I don't just shoot anybody. I just like to shoot. You know what? I like to bring justice back. And then at that, I pull out my flask, and I put it up to Buddy's lips, and I pour a little bit into his mouth. And then I take a big swig, and I pass it over to Lewis.
You drink a lot, Lacy.
Well, not a lot. I wouldn't say so.
No?
I used to drink a lot more when I was young.
I used to think that Carver and I drank a bunch, but
not so much since we got here. I can't say as I trust the alcohol around here. And I take off my hat and I sit down next to Buddy as you can see he's sort of labored breathing, and I'm holding the rag still on him as the water's falling from Lewis's hand. Lacy, we got some time. You was mentioning while we were riding about your past. Look, I don't know how long we got here. Whatever we just faced in that canyon was a monstrosity, and you seem to handle it pretty well. So where you come from? What's your story?
Well, Carver, I have to say, I'm a little bit. I'm not very prepared for this. I don't really tell my story too often, and to be honest with you, it's kind of nice that you're actually interested in hearing what I have to say for once.
Can't say as I might not regret asking, but you know what? Lacy, tell me your story. You grew up in Halton, did you not?
Well, that's right. I was once a young man. And I grew up in Halton. And I wasn't always crazy. I had friends. I had a girl. I was pretty cool, actually. I went to church. Every Sunday, I would see Father Barrel, and every now and then I'd stop in and I'd give him my good graces, and he'd give me his, and I'd be on our way, and I'd go pick up Sally Ann from her parents' place, and we'd head out to the Bee in the Barrel. But back in those days, it was, you know, it was a very nice tavern with lots of really nice people. And I'll tell you, there's nothing better than one of their real beef patty burgers from the Bee in the Barrel.
What was Holton like those days? Was it as decrepit as it is now? You say that the Bee in the Barrel was a bit nicer.
Holton? Well, yeah, it was a bit. How do you say? It wasn't so much a mining town back in those days. Sure, they did some mining, but it was more cattle, more cowboys.
Charles turns to you, Lacy, as you're going to the bar, ordering another round for you and your friends. And he says, "Hi, Lacy, nice to see you again. How's it going?"
Very good, Charles. Nice to see you. How was school today?
Well, you know, it's been pretty good. Pa's making me study pretty hard in order. He says one day I'll be in charge of this place. So, you know, I've been studying pretty hard. Lacy, I see you have Sally Ann there.
Well, sure do. She's
don't you think? And as he's pouring the drinks for you, he says, "Lacy, don't you think? I mean, I don't want to overstep, and you know, we're pretty close, Lacy, but don't you think she's a little out of your league? I mean, her dad owns that ranch, and you barely have a penny to your name."
Well, you know, Charles, I try not to focus too much on the money aspect of things, because you're exactly right. She's way out of my league as far as, you know, money is concerned, but I think she loves me, and I think I love her. And
well, love is a great thing, Lacy, and I've been studying hard, and my dad says that really money is going to get you where you're going, and I think a girl like that deserves a good future, and I think I can provide that for her, Lacy. So, I mean,
you, Charles,
and of course, forget I said anything, Lacy, and he hands you over the drinks. Forget I said anything.
And at that, I pick up the drinks and I walk back to the table and think to myself, well, shit, I'm not going to be able to hold on to this girl. And I hand...
As Lacy approaches, I lean up and I grab them from him, for me and his girl, and I say, "Thanks, Lacy. Is this one on you?"
Yeah, that's on me, Will. Yeah, for sure.
Very nice. I will get you back.
This one's for you, Sally. This one's for you. And I hand her drink.
Thanks, Lacy.
No problem. No problem.
Father says that the cattle need to be rounded up soon, and then they need to be driven east. I heard it's going to be dangerous. I hope you Lacy aren't going to plan on going to that.
Oh, going what? To drive the cattle? No, I mean, I hadn't thought about it, but
well, that's good. I mean, Father's willing to pay handsomely, and I know you've helped a few times on the farm, but it's far too dangerous, Lacy. I'd worry.
And as she says that, I kind of lean over to Lacy and I say, "Lacy, this might not be a bad idea." Yeah. And I turn back to Sally and I say, "Sally, dear, do you mind asking if you'll play another song on the piano? I want to speak to Lacy for a moment."
Sure. I'll see if they'll play Tinker Tanner. I mean, she stands up and walks over to the piano player.
"Listen, Lacy, I know you're sweet on Sally, and she's sweet on you. I think so. But you must understand that she's a right fair lady. She's looking for a man who can support her, financially speaking, of course."
You know what, Will? You're the second guy to tell me that tonight.
No, but look, I'm not after her like Charles is. He does want her.
He is after her?
Well, did you not hear him? I could overhear him at the bar. He seemed like he wanted her.
In fact, as you guys are talking, you see Charles come around from the bar as Lacey's talking to the piano player, and it seems like they're having the piano player's disagreeing with Sally. Yeah. So Charles comes over to talk to Lacey, Sally.
Lacey, listen, focus for a second. I understand that you care about her, but you know her father. He's a ranchman. He needs someone who will take care of her, financially speaking. I think, now, bear with me. I'm out of work now, when the mines have yet to open. I think that you and I could pick up a bit of extra work, driving some cattle across the country. And I know a man that could help us find the way. He's an experienced cowboy. But
oh, yeah?
I just want you to consider it. Look, I'll be at the bar. You go speak with your woman. It seems like Charles might be trying to slip in a little early. And I pick up my drink and I nod as I go to the bar. When you're ready. But mention it to Sally. See what she thinks about getting some extra coin. And I go towards the bar.
Thanks, Will. Thank you, William. And so I walk over to the piano where Sally and Charles
and you hear Charles arguing with the piano player. The ladies asked you to play a song. This is my father's place, and if she asks you to play, you play for Sally. And he winks at Sally. And the guy says, kind of nods as if, what am I going to do? The owner's son is telling me what to do now, but I guess I'll play. And he starts playing Tinker Tanner. And Sally smiles at Charles and sees you coming over. Lacey, Tinker Tanner.
I love the song, Sally. I do. One of the what did Charles say to you there?
Charles, the piano, and they start walking away from the piano with you. Well, the piano player wasn't going to play the song I asked, so he came over and he made sure that it was going to be played.
Well, that was nice of him, I suppose.
Yeah, Charles is always really nice to me.
You know what? He is a nice guy, and I don't disagree with that. But you know what, Sally? I really want to make you. By golly, you're the girl of my dreams, and I want to give you everything I can. And you know what? I think I'm going to have to make some money, and I'm going to propose to you one of these days. But before I do that, I'm sorry, but I think I'm going to go with William, and we're going to round up some cattle for your father, and I'm going to make some money. I'm going to make you I'm going to marry you and make you a what's that phrase?
An honest woman.
An honest woman.
I'm going to make you an honest woman.
Her face kind of goes a little bit solemn, and she goes, Lacey, I don't think you'll ever understand me. And she walks out.
And at that, I turn around to Charles.
and I'm like looking at him thinking, did it go well? No, that doesn't look like it went well.
And I walk up to the bar, and I kind of pass William, and I look at Charles over the bar, and I say, you stay away from Sally. That's my girl. I'm going to make an honest woman out of her.
You can't afford to make an honest woman out of her. And he goes into the back.
And I grab Lacey on the shoulder because I know what he's going to do next. Lacey, it's not worth it. Listen, I know her. I believe I do. I think money is the way. Look, we can do it. We just need an experienced cowboy to lead us the way. We can make a good bit of money, travel across the country. You've always wanted to leave Holton. Think about it. We can finally get the dust off our boots, and when you come back with coin in your pocket, she'll be yours. Sally will be ready to settle down with a man who can make her an honest-to-goodness woman, like you said.
I think you're right, Will. I think you're right. Let's go. Let's do this. You know what? Let's go talk to Sally's father right now. I'm sure he'll hook us up with the job.
All right, but like I said, I think maybe if we go there, all wet behind the ears, greenbacks and all that, he might not be interested in hiring us. I've known him for a few years and doing my odd jobs around town, but I think if we had someone a bit more experienced, someone who's been across the country, someone not like you and me, who's only grown up in Holton, I think he might be more willing to give us the job, so to speak. It is a lot of cattle.
Well, hey, I think you're right, Will. This is the way to get Sally, and
perfect. Look,
got to make her.
I got you. Don't worry. I've heard tell of a man. Now, I've never met him by face, but I know about where to find him. His name is Tubit. He's a crotchety old cowboy. He was someone who grew up on the outskirts of Halton, doesn't like townsfolk. He's very, very ominous in that way, and no one really knows how he gets his money. But I know he travels cross-country, staying by campfires and things of that sort. I think if we find him, and I have a good idea where he could be, I think he might be persuaded to help us for a bit of coin. What do you say?
You know what? I think we should take that. I like your idea. We should go see your friend who knows
No. He's not my friend. Like I said, I've only heard of him. Legends and all that sort. But I have an idea of where he might be. Meet me on the edge of town, and I think if we can convince him to go with us, he won't want to wait. He's a transient type. If we get him on our side and we can convince him to travel across the country, I think we should be ready to go. So head home, pack your bags, I'll pack mine, and we can get out of this town for good. A new adventure awaits, Lacy. Something beyond the small walls of Halton. Something away from Charles. And you can come with this Sally.
I also think it would be a good idea to talk to Sally's dad. I mean, if he could pay us for cattle if we brought some back.
Well,
he is the biggest rancher in town.
What? Am I talking to the wall? You've been drinking too much. And I put his drink down. Listen, meeting in town, we will find Two-Bit, the cowboy who can help us. And once we convince him to go, we'll go to the ranch, we'll get the job, and we'll be out of here.
So
meet me on the edge of town.
Perfect. So we leave the bee in the barrel, and I head to Sally's father's house.
No.
So,
no.
Mr. Ann.
I stopped you as you walk towards there.
I'm meeting you on the edge of town. I gotta talk to him first.
Before we go, we're going to go to him. Listen, we're going to go to him, and we're going to offer our services to drive his cattle across country.
Oh.
But we can't do it just the two of us. We're too wet behind the ears. He'll say no. But if we arrive with an experienced cowboy, then we can do it. Do you, Lacy? You've been drinking too much. Listen to me. Now, we need to go get ourselves ready, because I want to leave as soon as we can find Two-Bit. So go get your horse ready, and I will get mine. And get your head right.
All right. Sounds good.
Two-Bit. You're a little bit drunk. You're sitting by your fire. A tune pops into your head. A tune that you've heard many times and sung many times, sung to many women, sung to many men just before you killed them. And just then, two very straight-laced young men walk up to you. One who doesn't look like he knows how to handle the gun on his hip, and the other one with a red bandana around his neck.
Hello, we're looking for a man named Two-Bit. I can hear the crackling of your fire.
Can't hear your voice, though, Two-Bit. He's got his headphones in. We can't hear him. He's muted.
He's a mute. I've heard of these people before. Their tongues were cut out in the Civil War, and they're told to eat their words, or yes, they will die.
It seems that this guy doesn't even acknowledge you. His hat's down on his face. And he continues to hum his song. And he takes another swig of his whiskey.
He looks like he's talking to himself, William.
You hear a faint humming of a tune, though, as he hums to himself, almost not even caring that you're there.
Well, I understand, Mr. Two-Bit. We don't mean to be over bother. We have a proposition for you of sorts. Is it all right if we approach? I know never to approach a man as he sits by a campfire at night, but I feel like...
Look, Will, let's just go. Obviously, he doesn't want to be bothered.
He grabs your arm and he says, almost as if to say, wait, as he continues to hum his song, almost to say, I need to finish my song. And he grabs your arm and continues to hum. He takes a pause, grabs his bottle of whiskey, drinks it down, continues his song. And you see beside him his handgun lying there.
And I turn to Lacy and I say, I know he's a mysterious man. Let's just pay him the respect. If we want him to aid us, and believe me, he will give us some sort of validity to our claim about driving cross-country, we'll need to play by his rules. Let's grab a seat. And I sit down cross-legged in front of the fire.
He continues to hum and whistle.
I reach over and gently pick up his gun in a very inspecting fashion.
Before you get the chance, he grabs your arm and contorts in such a way that you're forced to your knees and kicks you in the chest, and you slide back. He continues whistling all the while.
And I go to help Lacy, and I say, Lacy, you're impulsive by nature. You need to learn to fix these things. These are parts of your personality that aren't perfect. If you keep being impulsive, you're going to grow up to be a wild and crazy person, and I know that's not you. You're much more level-headed. You're the sanest man I know. Resist that impulse.
I will. I promise you I will. I will resist it all my life. I promise. I'll never be crazy.
And for some reason, I believe you, friend.
Back together of his disassembled weapon lying there. And he starts putting one bullet in after the other.
Well, yeah. Sir, I understand you're in the middle of a song, but it's imperative that we ask you at least a bit of information.
All we have is some questions for you. We don't mean to bother you.
Well, we do actually need his help as well. That's mainly the reason why we're here.
He spins his barrel. He spins the bullets, and he locks it in. And he sings the last note of his song. Spins his gun and points it to both of you guys. And gestures as if to say, hurry up. Explain yourself. Come on.
And I kind of nod and I say, look, we're looking for a bit of coin. And we know a rancher who's looking for a few people to run his cattle across country. It's a long, perilous journey, but I bet he would pay well. The problem is...
He cocks his gun.
The problem is, my friend here, Lacy, my name is William, we don't have much experience in it. I'm a good shot. And Lacy has got a good heart. He's the sanest man I know, but believe me, we would hate to do this, but we need someone with experience to show him that we could accomplish it.
I'm in love.
You see an empty bottle by his feet. He picks one up. And he walks over beside where you've been pushed down, kicked in the chest, Lacy. You've been kicked against a tree, and he puts it up in the branch. And he walks back to pick up another bottle as he continued to talk. He starts whistling another tune.
Look, I don't know if you're a sentimentalist, but Lacy, tell him your stupid love story. Maybe that will convince him to join us.
Mr. Two-Bit, I'm just a simple man, and I just need to make some simple money because you see I'm in love with this girl, and her father's the rancher, and if we can get some cattle and bring it home, and I can show her that I'm a man enough to do that, and I can make money, then I can make this all work. I can make it all work, and we can make lots of money together, Mr. Two-Bit.
Lacy, it's no bother. Stop. Look, he doesn't want to hear us. He doesn't want to help us drive the cattle. He doesn't want the money. Let's just leave. Sorry for wasting your time, Mr. Two-Bit. And I stand up.
Yes.
I don't get a lot of people around these parts.
He spoke. Did you hear that, William? He said he spoke to us.
Your British friend might be right. I don't know. Do I look like the type of man who likes helping people?
Well, you look like the kind of man who likes money. And money is what this guarantees.
What could I do? My days of traveling are done. I'm old. My bones are not what they used to be. My muscles, I can't jump around like I could when I was your age. All I can do is drink and sing.
Mr. Two-Bit, we really just need the know-how. I'm young. I'm strong. I can learn. William, he's young. He's strong-ish. He listens. He knows.
It's strong-ish? Oh, hold on, Lacy. Strong-ish?
I don't know how strong you are, Mr. William. Will. I don't know how strong you are.
Lacy, we've grown up together. I'm stronger than you.
Well, maybe I'm stronger than you. Do you want to do an arm wrestle?
It doesn't matter. Maybe he's right. Two-Bit, maybe you're right. I'm sorry, but maybe you are too old. Can you even shoot anymore?
Can I even shoot anymore?
Well, you've been playing with that gun.
And I spin my revolver around in my fingers, and I do it deftly, even though my hands shake slightly.
But I shoot with this hand.
And for the first time, I make eye contact with William. I say, "No, sir. My shot's still on point. Tell me exactly what you need me for."
All right. Well, the woman he loves needs money, and her father is hiring people like us to drive his cattle across country. We don't have the experience to do it, but with your help, someone who's done it before, I think he'd give us the job. It'd be 2 months, 3 months, but the pay would be good.
And an interruption happens, William, as you're talking. That bottle that 2-bit so haphazardly walked over and placed in the tree. The wind blows the tree and the bottle begins to fall from the sky as if he planned it. And as it falls from the tree, 2-bit pulls up his gun.
And with one single bullet, I fire.
All right, let's roll for it.
Oh, okay.
I really want you to miss.
Your shooting is obviously a 12.
Okay, so...
and your wild card.
Got a 5.
So you're successful. So as this bottle is falling from the sky, he shoots it midair as if he's been watching it this whole time, but you know he's been making eye contact with you. He didn't even break eye contact. The bottle fell from the tree, and 2-bit shot it before it even hit the ground, shattering it. Shards of glass sprinkled near your feet. And he continues talking.
He shot that right as it was falling. He didn't look at it.
I saw it. It's impressive shooting. He'll give me a run for my money for sure.
Slowly, I push myself up off the ground. I dust off my old pants and old vest.
Mr. 2-bit, whatever it takes, 50% of the profit goes to you. William and I will split it, the other 50%.
Lacy, come now. I'm not saying we're going to split it. You can take as much as Lacy's share. He's not doing it as much for the money, but for the love of a good woman and the money it would bring. No, Lacy, don't give him half the money. You need money for, and that's the only reason I'm doing it.
50%, eh?
You fucking idiot. I turn to Lacy.
William, and I smack him on the arm and I say, we need his help, and we're gonna make more than enough money to split 50.
I'm not gonna lie, fellas.
25 each of us.
There was a time when I would have done it for the money, but those days are over. I can live quite meagerly on the minimum wages that I get just buying booze, living off of the land. But I guess one thing that I haven't seen much of that I realized just shooting that bottle, I haven't seen a lot of adventure lately. And by ginger, I think I miss it.
He's gonna join us, William. He's gonna join us.
Lacy, I understand, and I'm excited for it as well, but 2-bit, I understand you're a good shooter, and you want to do it for the adventure, and that's well and good, but surely some money must be a motivation.
You just make sure that I'm well supplied. And I nod down at the smashed bottle on the ground.
Right. All right, well, we're ready to go. We're going to ride to the man's now, Sally's father, and we're going to ask him for the job. We need your credentials to get in. I think your experience will sell us as the team to beat. Can we count on you to meet us there, or would you like to follow us?
I'll join you. Might as well right now. I'm out of songs anyway.
Very good.
All right. I'm excited, William. This is an adventure. Sally's going to be so pumped. Thank you, Mr. 2-bit. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Lacy.
Let me just... I got to make a couple ground rules. I say as Lacy comes to move in to like shake my hand and touch me and hug me. Rule number 1 is no touching. You keep your hands to yourself. I got cat-like reflexes. and I can be pretty jumpy. So you touch me, you may just break it hard. Second rule, campfires, we sing. Everybody takes a turn singing around campfires.
I'm sorry,
Right.
we sing?
We
William,
sing.
shut up. And
I'm not, I'm just clarifying. Okay, I have a jolly good singing voice, I think.
You don't come from these lands.
Well, that's a matter of argument. I don't think anyone
So-
comes from these lands anymore.
Well, you got an accent.
Well, in my ear, you two have the accent. if you
Right.
know what I mean.
Well, you know
He does have
songs
a
that I
point.
don't.
Too
I
bad.
want to know those songs.
Oh, yes, I
Everybody
do.
sing around the campfire.
Jolly old England, preaching down the hillside, raping all the way. You know, actually, there's great. We have plenty of songs that we can sing by the campfire.
Don't stop. Don't stop. And I pull out a flask and I start unscrewing it. And so I keep
Right.
going.
Well, I'd feel more comfortable if you stopped touching your pants while you did that. You're stroking your groin.
I said keep going.
But, listen, we're going to meet you at the Fair Maiden's house.
We're all going together, William. Remember? We're all
Oh,
going
right.
together.
And I saddle up on my horse. Ugh, this horse. I've never quite gotten used to her. What did you say her name was? Asta or something? I might have to sell her when we're finished on this adventure. Come now. We're going to ride for the house. I will meet you guys there if you can keep up. Jolly good. And I head off towards the house.
Come on, Romaine. And I
Sally's
jump on
father
my-
answers the door.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Mr. Ann. It's me, Lacey Adams. I'm dating your daughter.
You're what?
I'm seeing your daughter, sir. I'm
You're
acquainted
Sally?
with your daughter, sir. I'm a
And he
friend.
looks you over. Yeah, I've seen you around. You've worked here a few times on my ranch.
Yes.
I think you misspoke. I think you said something about my fine, upstanding daughter knowing you.
Yes. We go to school together and church.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
What can I
sir.
do for you boys?
Lacey, if you don't mind, could I take the lead?
My friend William here is going to speak for me.
Thank you, Lacey. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. Lacey, I appreciate you.
Oh, and I appreciate you too, William.
Thank you. And Two-Bit, I appreciate you as well.
Gentlemen, I'm a busy man.
1 second, sir. I appreciate you, Two-Bit.
Yeah.
The
leaning
details
up
that
against the
Lacey
wall.
is going into in this story is very uncharacteristic of Lacey. It's almost as if it's etched into his mind as if it were yesterday.
And I turn back towards to the father and say, Sir, we have heard that you are looking for men to drive your cattle cross country.
He
Now-
walks in and starts pouring some whiskey.
Yes.
Yep.
Do you have any milk?
You see, you're not going to believe it. The man was standing there looking at me like I just banged the shit out of his daughter. Crazy.
Were you? You were trying to, though, right, Lacey?
Oh, yes, of course. We were going bone in, bone out all the time.
Lacey, hold on for a second. None of what you're saying here makes you sound like yourself. You sound like a level-headed, logical kid.
Well. Back then I was. This is what I'm saying. I wasn't always crazy. At one point I was a very nice boy.
So wait, are you admitting
Well,
that you know you're crazy right now?
No, I'm not crazy. Did I say crazy?
You did say that, yeah.
I think this is case in point, Carver.
Quite.
Look,
All
let
right,
me
well-
just finish my story. All right.
Yeah, all right.
Let me
Continue.
get back to it.
No, I don't have any milk. I got whiskey.
Very good. Well, milk is preferred, but if you don't have any, I can wait and get some in town before we leave. Listen, myself and my friend Lacey here are looking to make a little extra money. A few greenbacks, as you Americans call them. And we have heard tell that you are looking to have some people drive your cattle across country. Now, we know that the two of us alone do not make up a very formidable team. However, we have enlisted the help of my new friend, Mr. Two-Bit here, to alleviate some of your concerns about our inexperienced nature.
You hear the
Two-Bit?
glasses hit the table.
Uh,
Two-Bit what?
Two-bit, I didn't quite catch your last name. Two-bit, what is...
Mr. Westwood.
Well, how did you know that?
He introduced himself as that.
I didn't remember that. Did you introduce yourself as that?
Mr. Ann turns around and walks over to Westwood. You're Two-bit Westwood?
That's my name. Who's it to you?
Well, I've heard about you, sir.
That's so.
Well, yeah, I heard about what you did back east to those bandits who were stealing some of the people I deal with, some of their cattle.
They had it coming.
And he reaches out to shake your hand, Two-bit. This massive hand.
No need. I salute.
What? Two-bit. I would be honored if you could help out my cattle run.
Yeah. All right. What are you willing to offer us for this?
Well, I'm sure it's not much for the likes of you, Westwood, but I mean, considering that the company you keep, this little string bean over here and the English dandy, I mean, I'm sure you deserve most of it. It's
Andy?
3 eagles.
I take offense to that.
3?
I might be a string bean, sir, but my heart's in it all the way.
Guys, shush. I'm negotiating. No, that ain't enough. We need more. How much cattle you got?
Well, it's a pretty big drive. I think I got what you'll probably find. I should have 50 should they have survived the mountain lions.
And what was the original price he was going to give me?
Three eagles, which is 30 gold.
30 gold?
$30, more or less.
All right. I'll give it to you 1 eagle per head. Every cow that makes it there, and I guarantee that every cow will make it there alive. You have my word.
50 eagle, Westwood. I'm a wealthy man, Westwood, but that's a little bit too rich for my ability. As great as you are, 3 gold to 50 gold. I mean, I can meet you somewhere, but not 50 gold.
Two-bit, I thought you weren't in this for the money.
50 gold's what I said. Does your offer stand?
Well, I mean, the reputation I would have if I had Westwood drive my cattle, I wouldn't be bothered by bandits.
I guarantee they think 12.
I have 30 gold, 30 eagles, and that's to make sure that I can use your name in the future.
30 gold right now. But when every single last one of those cattle make it, you give me an extra 15. Split between these boys evenly. Your cattle will have made it. You'll have earned yourself a reputation as someone who's able to get the job done. That's got to be worth 15 extra eagle.
I probably don't even need to hire anyone after I get you to help me.
That's right.
I imagine they'll save me in the long run a few golden eagles. You got yourself a deal, Westwood. He goes to reach to shake for your hand again.
I salute.
And I reach in, I grab what is his name? Mr. Ann?
Now, you understand that this is not going to be any ordinary run. Winter is on its way, and I'm afraid I'm going to lose a lot of my cattle.
I have no fear. We can do it in time. That's plenty of time.
And if you don't, for every day into winter, I'm going to be taking 1 gold eagle away.
No. We can do it before winter. And I turn to Lacy. And I turn back. If we can do it before the first snow falls on the ground, you don't have to pay us. At least not Lacy's share. And I turn back to Lacy and I say, I think there's a better deal for you. If we can get back before the first snowfall touches the ground, Lacy's share is yours. But you must offer him your daughter's hand in marriage.
Before the first snowfall? Not even dead of winter, you say the first snowfall.
That's 2 months from now. We can do that.
Sure you can, son. You've never done this before. Sure, absolutely, I'll make that deal. I'll tell you what, though. Again, you don't make it, we'll double it. Every day into winter, Every day after, it's 2 gold eagles you lose. But for sure, you make it here before first snowfall. Yeah, this string bean here can marry my daughter.
You won't regret it, sir. I promise. You're gonna have the best son-in-law ever, and I'll be right there, stand by your daughter, and I'll make her the very happiest ever.
By the dead of winter, you guys better start right now if you're gonna make it. And he goes and drinks his whiskey.
Before we do,
can
let Lacy let him speak with Sally Ann, say his goodbyes, so that she's aware of the deal as well. In the meantime, Westwood and I will get the cattle ready.
Very well. But keep it brief. Sally Ann! And he walks off with his whiskey.
And I pat Lacy on the back as Westwood and I leave.
Great idea, William. Great idea. This is amazing. I can't get over it. This is
Well, it's your share, and we need to press, so be quick.
Yes, of course, of course.
Sally Ann comes down the stairs. Wearing a beautiful
hi,
new
Sally Ann.
baby blue dress. She walks up to you. Lacy, what are you doing here? Dad's going to see you.
That's okay. I'm here to see you, actually, and I've made a deal with your father. We're going to do his cattle run. And if we can bring the cattle back before the first snowfall, he's promised me your hand in marriage. And it's for you, Sally. It's all for you.
You're going to do this cattle run?
Yes. And it's not about the money. It's for you.
Lacy, and you can see tears welling up in her eyes. You're going to be putting yourself at risk. I would have married you anyways.
I know, but this way it'll give us a little bit of money to start us off, and your father's blessing as well. Both in the same basket. 2 birds, 1 stone. Can't be much better than that, can it?
Lacy recounts a very tender moment that he has with Sally Ann as she grabs him and hugs him dearly. And the next thing he speaks of is him on the trail with both 2-Bit and William Sykes.
Next thing I remember, I was on the trail with 2-Bit and William Sykes, having the most wild experience of my life. I'll say that without any hesitation.
So hold on, Lacy. Where the hell this Sally girl end up? Did you marry her?
Well, you just listen to here. I'll get to that.
All right. Continue.
You notice on your horses, it's been a long journey already, and you've been out for a few weeks now on the road. You're starting to get used to sleeping on the hard rocks, sleeping on the stars, but the air is starting to get a chill and a bite to it. You notice that Lacy is bundled up more, and around his neck, he always plays with this handkerchief.
Lacy, you need to stop peddling that. Where did you get that? You weren't wearing it when we went to the house.
This is, well, it's from...
I recognize that. That was a piece of her dress. Did she give that to you? Did Sally Ann give that to you?
Yes, she did. Yes. Her green dress that she was wearing last. Remember?
Well, it was
dress?
blue in my memory, but who knows?
Blue, green, who really knows?
This gray shirt and tie of mine is really throwing my colors off.
You three doing a notice roll?
Everything's really...
Well, I'm actually... I'm checking on the cattle right now. I'm standing by it. I made the deal that we would make sure that every head made it there, so I'm very keen on attending to them.
2-Bit, you keep watching a particular few who seem to not like to follow the lead of the rest of the group, and you have to keep going out and trying to cut off their path to drive them back in.
All right. And,
I failed my notice roll.
Oh, am I doing a notice roll?
Everyone was.
What is my notice? I'm going to say that 2-Bit has
D12.
Notice. D12? Yeah, D12.
Make it up. Oh, William has D12
Right.
notice.
Stick to your, more or less, stick within 1 die of all your rules. You can
I'm
go
just-
up or
I'm
down
using-
based on role playing.
Yeah, I'm using it as is pretty much probably.
What is notice? Do you have to have that skill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just 2d4
I just
if I don't have it?
1d4 and a 1d6 minus 2 to both rules.
Oh, okay, if I don't have it. 4 or 5. So 2 and -1.
All right, so I got a 12 to shoot, but I got a 8 to notice.
That explodes if that's a D8.
It is.
It did, so you got a 12. Okay, I see what you're saying. 2-bit. You see just on the horizon, and only for a split second, you see the silhouette of a man on horseback. And then he ducks in behind a hill.
It's I guess it's dusk right now, right? Can we just settle in for the night?
Yeah. You know, you're still riding. You guys are still riding. You see this as you're scanning, and you see that there's a man on horseback just near the horizon.
We're being watched, fellas. I say as I ride up in between William and Lacy.
Yeah, but hold on. Why do you think we're getting watched?
Keep your eyes on the high ground. I just saw a silhouette of a man on a horseback. Don't know if he was a bandit or not, but
bandit.
Hey, keep your head, Lacy. It's all right. As long as we know about them, they can't get the jump on us.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind heading to that top of that ridge and seeing if we got a better view of who's out there, but they're probably long gone by now.
2-bit. I just realized I haven't got any weapon or anything. What am I supposed to do if we do get jumped?
You leave things to me and Mr. Sykes.
Oh, no. I never pull my gun. I say as I have a pearl-handled black iron gun at my side. No. I don't pull it unless it's life or death.
You're joking, right?
No. Never joked before. Well, I mean, I have, but it wasn't very funny.
You never pull your... How do you deal with your problems?
Well, most of the time I just talk to them. I find that most problems of any sort can be dealt with through a bit of tender conversation. Say, did I ever tell you about the Indians and the Granger? It's a great little story. Remind me to tell you about it.
I thought you were just about to.
Oh, well, no, usually I tell the story before, well, if we run into trouble, you'll hear the story, believe me.
And your talking usually avoids gunfights?
Well, most of the time. Say, didn't you want to hear a song? I thought we were supposed to be singing. I'm a bit nervous.
You're right. You are actually right, William Sykes. I think, Lacy, it's your turn to sing. What have you got for us?
Well, I can sing you...
Don't tell me, just start singing.
All right.
It's the best way to do it.
Let me think of a good song.
As we're riding,
Carver.
Oh, Carver.
You start hearing that Lacy starts singing the song from his memory, and you realize that he's going on one of his tangents again, and ask him to
Lacy, focus. We don't give a shit about what's going on with the story in that sense. But I gotta admit, and Buddy's looking, and I'm wringing the bloody water off of the Buddy's wound, and I'm placing it back on. Yeah, get back to the point. So you and this fellow 2-bit and this gentleman Sykes got hired. You're riding across the country. So what happened? You make it?
It's good. Don't just you wait.
Well, Lacy, I mean, the sun's getting down at some point. Get to the point.
It's all right. We got all night.
I don't know how long Buddy's got. Keep pushing.
Okay. Next thing you know, we're surrounded by bandits.
To shreds, you say.
Was it your singing? Did your singing draw them in?
Loneliness has always been a friend. Living my life.
William
all right. Leave
Sykes.
I believe. Oh, go ahead.
William Sykes knew they were coming. Or, sorry, 2-bit knew they were coming. William was warned. Lacy was warned, but it didn't stop 2-bit from drinking himself to the point where he was not on guard to the level he normally is. And in the night, you guys are awoken to the sound of hooves approaching your camp. And as you wake, 2-bit prepared with his gun, surrounded by 7 armed men on horseback.
Oh, Jesus. Lacy, up. No need, men. We have nothing of major value.
You hear that, boys? It says it got nothing major value. First of all, I can see that piece on your arm, and I'm pretty sure those 50 cattle at your side is going to get us a pretty penny. Now, more importantly than that, let's face it, we're not here for the cattle. We got some bigger plans for you gentlemen.
Don't make us squeal like pigs, please.
Squeal like pigs. Those were the last guys we saw. They were on a camping trip.
Oh, no.
No. Listen, Lacy, it's all right. It's all right. Look, gentlemen. There's no reason to put up a fight. I mean, we're more than happy to participate.
Please.
Let's shoot them, William. Let's shoot
Just
them
let
right
alone-
now.
No.
You shoot 3 of them, I shoot 4 of them. We got them.
What you saying there?
Just nothing. He's just talking.
No,
Look,
we can't shoot.
Well, you shut up right now, gentlemen.
look.
There's 7 of us. There's 3 of you.
And I understand that, and this is the Wild West, but believe me, there's always room for civil discord. Now, let us talk. What do you need? Let us help each other. We can reach an amicable solution.
Absolutely.
I'm just doing this for
Good.
love.
I'm just going to put my arm
And he
down.
throws some cuffs at your feet, some irons. He says, "Put those on there, sir, and we can have a conversation as you please." And all the men around him start laughing.
Look, sir, what is your name?
You were saying, you said, "With the cup."
Sir, what's your name? Lacy, hold. What's your name, sir?
Well,
it doesn't have to be real. Just what can I call you?
You can call me Strut.
Strut. Okay, listen, Strut. Okay. Look, there's nothing we can't work together with. I'm trying in every way to be amicable. We can find a solution. You see my piece at my side, and I don't want to use it, and I won't. If you and I can talk like civilized men, let us bring civility to the Wild West. What would you like, and how can we help you achieve it?
Sir, I think you have me all wrong. You think I'm more sophisticated than I am. I'm here for you. And he starts bringing his horse a little bit closer.
Well, okay. If you're here for us, and I'm sure, are you sure in understanding that there is no alternate out of this? You either take us out of here. There's no way that you can be bartered with or traded on. You're giving us no option here. I want to make that perfectly clear.
Get a hold of this English lily here. Wonder how it can survive in the desert. And he spits on you and says, "There, have some water. Maybe you'll grow a little bit."
I pick up the handcuffs and I put one on one hand. I'm just gonna do whatever you say, sir. I'm very sorry.
Say Strut. Did I ever tell you? Have you ever heard the story about the Granger and the Indians? It's a great little story. It won't take not but a second.
I give William a sideward glance.
Just these 2 Indians, and I kind of wink at him as I tell the story. These 2 Indians were walking across the plains back from the wigwams, and they saw a Granger, like us, sitting by a fire, 3 horses by his side. Now stop me if you've heard this. And the Indians think to themselves, "Say, 3 horses, and here we are walking. We can take those horses from the Granger." So sure enough, they wait till Big Blue is in the sky, they get down on their bellies, and they slide down towards the camp. The entire time, keeping their eyes on the horses, the prize. Yeah. And as I'm telling the story, my hands are slowly going to my side. And the Indians, they approach the campsite, the Granger, the campsite that he had laid.
Shoshone.
They walk up to the horse. Yeah, it was. And they walk up to the horses, and sure enough, they can easily untie them. And they're about to go when one of the Indians turns to the other.
What does he say?
He says, where is the Granger? Do you know where the Granger was?
No, where could it be?
And I fire.
Yeah,
the guy's right in the head.
Okay, fast draw.
Oh.
Quick draw. With an 11.
Okay, so we're going to assume you have a quick draw.
I do have quick draw.
Fire. And let's roll for damage.
Should we pull cards? Guess who's got cards now?
Oh yeah, you've moved now. 7, 8 damage.
8 damage. The man drops from his horse, dead. And that's the last thing Lacy tells you. He describes the way that 2-Bit moved with deftness. He said he moved like lightning, but what surprised more than anyone was what William did. We all knew that 2-bit was something to be seen, but what William did. But before long, Lacy said they were overpowered by the bandits that outnumbered them.
I tell you, I never seen anybody move so fast ever in my life before that point. And I never seen a guy's head explode like that ever in my life before that point. And after that point, I see many heads explode. But before that point, I had never...
Lacy, what the hell happened? So 7 men came up to you in the middle of the dark and they attacked you. And what happened? You obviously got out alive.
Well, William started telling this long story, and then before he finished it, he pulls a gun and blows the guy's head off. Like, it was hilarious. I mean, at the time, I was a little bit of a fruit, and so, you know, I didn't really like it that much, but now I think about it, it's hilarious. And 2-bit sat there. He was totally stunned as well, though, I mean, he was a little bit more used to it, being the old fart that he was.
Doesn't sound that amazing, in my opinion.
No, it doesn't. How many did they take out? Did you beat all of them, Lacy?
And I continue my story in first person. Oh my God! Somebody had me a gun. I don't know what's going on. So
I think you jumped over that part, Lacy. I don't think you told us exactly what happened.
Am I just telling you guys?
So he elaborates on the story, and it's this amazing event, and you realize that Lacy is not the gun-toting man he is now. He barely got out of this alive, but he did take note, and he describes in detail the way that 2-bit and William moved, and almost in an admiring way, as if he wished at that time to be those gentlemen firing daftly into the wind and hip shots and making amazing headshots. And then he finishes by describing the fact that they'd been captured.
And after all of them,
and that's the sound for the mid-game post! That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the mid-game post. Now, I want to point out to those who have just joined us that this is, of course, a flashback episode, obviously, Lacy's backstory, before he was crazy. I also want to mention that the mid-game post is now retooled. We were flooding the market with too much XP, and now every winning post is going to have 2 XP as its reward. Sorry, but spend more and you get more. The word of the day is captured. I am posting it now. The first, second, and third comments with the word captured are going to win 2 XP as well as the 20th. Start your engines, ladies and gentlemen.
We've been captured.
We got John Regan as number 1. Jake Ortega is number 2. And Michael Carl Weber is number 3.
Who was that first one you mentioned there, Harlan?
Piggy. What's that?
It was Ortega,
John Regan, Jake Ortega, and Michael Carl Weber.
All right. 2 XP, right?
The mid-game post today. Yeah, that's mid-game post. That's the 2 XP each.
All right.
Yeah, Miss Piggy. Oh, Kermie. Oh, Kermie. I love you so. Hey, yeah.
You're really good at that.
Thank you. Wow. Okay, so we're ready for the 20th now.
Holy smokes.
Unfollow this for no notifications. Yeah, my phone's gonna blow up. All right, there we go. Okay, here we go. Loading. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Jesus. 18, 19, 20. I think it's Mark, but let me check again.
Mark Lane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Mark Lane.
Mark Lane is won it a few times, so you guys need to practice spamming at home.
Mike, it's
Mike.
Control V, not Shift V. You've got all these capital V's.
Or no, because I wrote it. Or maybe we should have a new thing with mid-game posts where you can't control V. Like maybe you have to type out a new word every time.
Like
yeah.
say like capture 1, capture 2, capture 3.
Maybe.
Like you have to name it.
I don't know. We'll have to retool it.
You have to conjugate. I capture, you capture, we capture,
Not that
they capture.
I don't care about the control V because that's what I would do. But it would also be really funny for people to be like madly typing, like wrong spellings and everything. And that's when it's like the spelling really matters. But either way, it doesn't matter. Well done, Mark, Jake, John, and Michael. You guys each get 2 XP. And without further ado, we're going back to the game. I hope you guys are having fun. Mr. Marshall, take us back. Are we going to back or are we doing present?
We're going back.
Nope. So we were captured.
No, back.
Yeah, well, he's leading into it. That's our pickup. You guys both, all 3 of you, with a splitting headache, wake up on the cold, hard ground.
God.
And you hear, first thing that comes to your ears is the gibberings of a madman. I got bars, and the cheese of the noon was so delicious. And the man is standing over you, jumping around, pulling on his shirt, and looking at you. He's rocking back and forth.
We're
Face
fine,
won't be good if I take it and put it in my pocket.
No, that's all right. We're fine. We're fine.
And he backs away and walks to the corner and starts rubbing the wall. And the wall he rubs is this stone wall. And you look around yourself and you see you're in a stone room with a single bucket and bars. And there's a few gentlemen, some in the corner in the fetal position, other ones muttering to themselves. And that's what you see.
Is it dark in this room, or are there any?
It is dark, very, very dark, very dank and dark. And it seems like a fortress, like a stronghold, a cell.
Do I have my piece on me?
You don't.
What a surprise.
Are we handcuffed?
Of course they would take it off you.
Oh, I know. I'm just.
Yeah.
I figured. You never know.
Are you handcuffed? Yeah. No, you're not handcuffed.
We're just in this room.
Yep.
My gun is gone. What was the last thing you boys remember? I don't remember much.
I
was all kind of blur.
You shot that guy in the face.
Oh God. I hate telling that story, believe me. But when the Granger and the Indians come out, you know someone's going to die.
I wish I knew that ahead of time.
We got to figure out a way out of here.
All right.
I'm going to start looking around for a door or wherever they would have thrown us in.
Just then, 2 men walk in through the door adjacent to where your bars are. They're wearing these white coats, and they have white masks over their face, very much like a man you've seen perform surgery on the poor boy who fell onto his one of the farming tools back home in Holton. And they walk in and they point. We just want the one. You guys back away from him. And they start banging the walls. Back away. And you see all the other people in the room, all the people who are in lunacy and crazy, back away from the wall. And they stand back and say, take him, please, just leave us alone. And they're backing around the wall. I didn't want it. I didn't take it. And then they open the door to step in. And you realize that at their side, they have weapons. They have guns, and one has a club. I said that one. And they point towards Lacy.
And
how many of them are there?
There's 2 of them. They're big men. And you guys are worn and tired, and your head is splitting.
And I start backing away. How many people are in the room in total? Like 30?
No. We were probably like 7 other people aside from you guys. All of them in worn clothes, and some of them just you're not even sure if some of them are alive. They're lying on the ground, and it stinks in here. It smells like human excrement.
No.
I stand up. I stand up and like back away from Lacy, and I'm like, I'm sorry, friend. I'm sorry.
And as you guys back away, they approach Lacy.
And I walk towards the bucket of excrement.
Yep.
And I want to get close to it and bend down and pick it up. And I turn to 2-Bit, and I'm like...
And I go to the other side of the room.
And you go to the other side of the room. The men walk over to Lacy and grab him.
Do I see this happening?
One with his gun out, the other one with the billy club, it looks like.
And I give 2-Bit sort of like make a distraction, like...
And I say, hey, what do you guys want with him?
And as their backs are turned to me, assuming they would turn, I'm going to run up and just get the bucket right on one of their heads.
Which one? The guy with the billy club or the guy with the
gun?
Gun. Okay.
Yeah, guy with the gun, and it's going to be this. I'm going to go whunk, and if I get that on, I'm going to reach straight for the gun and shoot the other guy.
Okay. And as that's happening, I'm going to run towards, I guess, the other one and just try to grab his and try to hold it.
Right.
Perfect.
Go ahead. So the gun is in his hand. So you're going to try to first put the thing on his head.
Oh,
so
he had the gun in his hand, eh?
Yeah, he did. Now you can try, and you can be quick. I'm going to let him be distracted.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I'll still put.
You need to do two things. You need to first get the thing on his head, and second of all, fight the gun away from him.
So let's just do one at a time.
But wait,
Okay.
let me interrupt because I see this happening, and so because I see William putting the bucket on the guy with the gun's head, I grab the guy with the Billy Club.
Okay. All right.
Before you guys, I'm going to give you guys first of all chips, just in case you want to use them.
I'm going to shuffle my deck.
Now, just so letting you guys know, Lacey, I'm going to give you 3 chips, but the other 2 gentlemen, I'm only going to give 2. I'm just making a decision. So yeah, it's not probably going to have an effect.
I'm just making a decision, man. I'm just making a decision.
Lacey,
I'm just fucking doing it.
I'm just fucking doing it. Lacey, you got 3 white chips.
Okay, how about this? 2 chips, but 1 can be a redraw.
Okay, you got 2 white chips there, William, so I'll do a redraw.
That's what I was gonna say.
On one of them.
On just one of them, yeah.
A red chip.
Yeah, that's what I like.
Okay, and for you, 2-bit. You got a blue and a red.
Nice.
All right, so go ahead and try to roll for that.
So
William.
what's the bucket? Agility?
It'll be agility, yep.
Perfect. So
I'm going to give you a slight disadvantage because of the feeling you have.
Then I'm going to
give it -2, but you're successful because you only need a 4.
Righto, then I succeed.
You get the shit all over, and it's just disgusting mess all over him, down his front. You hear him just like, and the other guy goes to swing for you as you try to grapple the gun out of his hand.
Yeah, and I'm going to be behind him too, so I want to grab his arm and slide it down, and actually, you know what? I won't even grab the gun. I just want to grab his arm and hit it out of his hand because
this guy is. I just want to warn you, these guys are big guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do a counter rule. I'm going to do my strength versus yours. This is their job, is to overpower people.
And keep in mind, I jump on the guy's one arm. I hold onto the guy's arm with the billy club.
Right.
Okay, let's try.
The arm, he's got the billy
club. So 1d4 is my strength. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll it, I guess.
Okay, so white chip.
What did you get? 6?
A 6.
You know what I'll do? I'll use my red to add 1d6.
Okay, then I get to draw coins, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to draw 3. I get to
3. Oh no!
So I got 2 whites, a blue, and a red, or a black. I'm putting a black back, and I got a white instead. Okay. So.
Damn.
I'm going to use my blue chip to add 1d6 just to trump yours.
Okay.
So he hangs on to his gun, and we're going to draw cards for the next round. So everyone draw a card. I got a 4.
7.
Oh,
7.
Nice.
Okay. So let's start with Lacey. Do you want to move first?
Sure. Well, I jump on the guy's arm.
So you start grabbing the guy with the billy club and you start fighting for him. And you see the people in the room start kind of being agitated, like, don't do it. It's not worth it. And then you're fighting with him. So I'll go ahead and try to do a strength counter. I'll give you a +2 to your roll.
And keep in mind, my whole body is on his arm. It's not like I'm trying to fight him. I'm just...
That being said, he's going to use all his strength in order to make it so it doesn't happen.
Oh, 6.
So roll your 6 again.
Both of them.
Okay. So what'd you get? I can't see because that's the bar that comes up.
6, 4, 3.
So you got 10 plus 2, which gives you a 12. And I got an 8. So you're successful. You grab it and you're hanging on to it and you disarm him.
So the thing goes flying out of his hand?
That's right. No, you have it. You have it now.
I have it?
Yep. So, Justin,
right.
I believe it's your turn next.
Yeah, I got a 7 speed.
Yep.
Wait, I have 7 speed too.
Oh,
Ah.
cool.
So
Okay, I'm gonna let
whatever.
William go first.
Okay. Or do you want to draw again?
Doesn't matter. Actually, I guess it makes sense if I go first because you've already went.
Yeah.
I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah.
So I'm about to run in and try to tackle the guy with the billy club, but I see Lacy's already on that. So what I do is I just take 2 steps forward, and with as much strength as I can muster in my right leg, which is my dominant leg, I kick the shitty one in the nuts. Just as hard as I can, just kick him right in the nuts.
Poor guy. All right, go ahead.
One in the nuts.
Yeah. They call me 2 bits for a reason. All right. So what would we say?
Da, 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 da.
Strength. I'm gonna say my strength is 6. Is that reasonable to you?
Yep.
All right. Oh.
Ooh, snake eyes.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Roll that again.
So as you go to kick him, there's shit all over the floor, and you slip on the shit and land on your ass.
I guess I can't re-roll 2 ones. Eh?
No.
Right.
Okay, so he, out of the
He's
bottom
got
of
a
the bucket, he does see that you're down there now. Okay, your turn, William.
Right. So I went to grab for the gun, and he pulled forward or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I will. Can I grab it again?
Was that real?
No.
You can
that
try
was-
again. Yeah, you can try.
But it's a strength still.
It is
right?
a strength again.
What would be agility? Can I kick his legs out?
Yeah, you can try that. I'm
Is
going
he
to
not-
give you
he's-
this.
Would he be distracted because he was basically covered in
for
shit?
sure
And
he's
he, and he
covered in
can't
shit.
see. And he
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah. So it's going to be, I'm going to say you have an advantage to try and kick his legs out.
Okay, I feel like that would be a better bet than trying to get the gun off him for now.
I agree. I agree.
So I will try to kick his legs, and that's agility, right?
Yep.
So 11. Much
And you
better.
get to explode the 6 first, just in case.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. So I'll take the 11.
Okay, so
And I say, "You son of a!" Ah, that's what I
you
say.
kick his
guys.
feet out.
Super important. I
And
want
he
to kick like the
slips on
back of his knee, you know, where like they
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah, so you see his one leg buckle, and as he's buckling, he loses his footing and he falls on his ass. But because you got a raise, his gun actually bounces out of his hand.
And I reach for that.
Okay, you're not going to get to do it this round.
That's fine. I'll throw my body on it. I don't care. Or whatever I need to do to get there. Or
The guy who's fighting with William, who's just lost his gun, and the guy who lost his billy club, the guy who lost his gun. Lacy, you've already gone. So they call to the room. They say, "These new gentlemen," okay, the one who's fighting kind of calms down and stops fighting with you, Lacy, and he goes, "These new gentlemen need to be taught their place. Kill them, or there's no supper." And you see all of the hordes of insane people come rushing out in like a fervor and grab both 2-Bit and William and drag them to the wall and just start ripping and tearing. And there's just so many of them. They're just overwhelming. And in that moment, the guy with the shit stands up, wipes his face with the shit, looks so pissed, doesn't even acknowledge that you guys are being beaten up, grabs Lacy and just clobbers him in the head. And with a single blow, Lacy knees buckle, and he drops the weapon, and they drag him out of the room. Lacy is then brought to a room, and that's the next thing he remembers.
Next thing I remember.
You are thrown into an inclined surgical table, and you are bound, not with hemp or irons, with barbed wire that binds and digs into your flesh.
I'm bound with barbed wire on a freaking medical board. And
The dim light of a swinging lantern hangs overhead, and you see nothing beyond the light of the lantern. But you hear movement, and the smell of chemicals stings your nostrils. "Is he secure?" A voice speaks from the room, from the darkness. "Then begin the procedure." A whiff of smoke and a hissing moan, a pinch in the shoulder as a syringe returns into the darkness. The dim light seems to brighten overhead and intensify. It begins to burn your eyes as if you are emerging from the earth to the open midday sky. The light grows and grows. He's accepting the stimulus well. You hear that voice, but more distantly now. You feel the earth warm from the sun under your body. No more harnesses, no more barbed wire. Instead, you find yourself in a small room with two other men and the smell of something rich and pungent and the sound of a crackling fire. And you look around yourself and you see that you are in more or less what looks like a inn or a bar.
Excuse me? Where am I?
Carver and Two-Bit, or Justin and Harlan, you guys know that you are in a space that you've been for as long as you can remember. You know that you wake up every morning. It's the same thing. You have you, 3 other people in here, and now Lacy, who you've known for as long as you can remember, is asking where he is. But there is no place outside of here. There's nothing but this space. And the question itself confuses you.
What do you mean?
In the sense that his question, the premise of it is beyond you.
No, I mean Lacy. What do you mean?
Oh.
Where,
What do you mean, where are you? We're here.
Well, why? This isn't where I was a minute ago.
Well, it's where you were, yeah.
I was here.
If it helps you, this is the space you're in now. If you look around, you have a nice hearth over here with the smell of smoke and something almost rich and delicious smelling cooking in a pot. And you sit around and you see the space.
I lean back in my chair. Whoa.
Something here does not seem right.
What do you mean?
Well,
Doesn't seem right.
What happened to the bandits? Where are the other crazy people? Why? What happened to that room? What happened to you two?
Crazy people, bandits? And I look at Harlan.
Don't ask me. I have no idea.
It's not Harlan. It's a man, an older man, very plain-looking clothes. You too, Justin, are in plain-looking clothes. Not untypical or atypical from what you'd see in a town like Holton.
Well, I'm thirsty, I think. Am I thirsty?
I could go for a drink.
As you go to the drink, Lacy, you start getting a little bit of the lay of the land. I want you to do a notice roll.
3 and 3.
Okay, so you don't notice anything in particular except for the door, which is hard not to see. And on the door, you see bizarre symbols. You see what looks to be some sort of pictogram of a triangle, a circle, a square, and as you get closer, there's a lot of detail to them. I'll show you what they look like here. So you see this on the door, and it's a wooden door, and it's got these etchings in the door.
Is he moving closer to the door?
Yeah,
Right
he
now,
moves
or-
closer to inspect it. And this seems odd to you, Justin, and to you, Harlan.
The door's always been there.
Yeah,
Always.
What are you trying to find over there? There's nothing on that door.
Well, look at these symbols. They're interesting symbols. What do you think they mean?
I look at Harlan, or the man, I say, bandits, symbols.
I don't know what he's talking.
What's happened to our friend?
Did you
I have no
guys see the 2 guys I came in here with?
What do you mean you came in with? You're speaking gibberish.
And Lacy, you try to remember who you came in with, and you can't remember. It's not there anymore. The thoughts of before this time are starting to become surreal, and you're not sure what's real anymore. It's starting to feel like you've been here forever. But you guys continue to look around. Can everyone do a notice roll?
Mm-hmm.
5. 5.
5. Or 1 and 4.
William, actually, everyone succeeded. As William is going over, or who looks like William, goes over to where the pot is bubbling to stir the pottage. He looks on the handle and he sees an inscription that he never noticed before. And he reads it to himself and says, if you look to 4, hidden will remain the door. And you think, that's odd. How have I never noticed that? If you look to 4, hidden will remain the door.
Look to 4, hidden will remain the door.
And there's no period. It's not like it ended. You feel like there's more to it. And Lacy, as you're looking through the door, you actually notice that carved into one of the legs by the bar, you see the words, to the heavens I should gaze, do not get lost in the maze.
And I say that out loud. To the heavens
And then,
I should gaze, do not get lost in the
2-bit, you see the words, I am 1 with 3, but only 1 of 3. So if you shared it all to each other, you would have the following. If you look to 4, hidden will remain the door. To the heavens I should gaze. Do not get lost in the maze. I am 1 with 3, but only 1 of 3. And yet you still feel there's more.
I feel like there's something to do with the door. Something's coming back to me. I feel different.
This song over here says something about the maze in the heavens, and this.
No. You walked over to that door there. You went to that door. What was on that door? And I walk over to the door as well.
Do you want to see it again?
I do.
There's a square, and there's a maze, and there's a triangle.
Oh. And when we piece our pieces together, what did we say? What were our messages again?
Again, your messages were, if you look to 4, hidden will remain the door. To the heavens I should gaze. Do not get lost in the maze. I am 1 with 3, but only 1 of 3. And I'll go back to the other one.
I'm 1 of 3.
I am 1 of 3.
So triangle. They're a maze. I was obviously a maze. So then
if you look to 4, hidden remain the door. If the heavens I should gaze, do not get lost in the maze. Yes, I have 1 with 3, but only 1 of 3. I am 1 with 3, but only 1 of 3. Look to 4. Is it it's a puzzle of some sort? I suppose. Can anything move on it?
Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to give you guys what you have so far. So you can be clear.
Okay.
So this is what you have so far when you keep looking back and forth to the different things in the room that had writing on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to post this on the screen.
Yeah.
So one was the potted spoon. I don't remember what the other 2 were.
One was on the pottage spoon. One was just on one of the legs by the bar. And 2-bit seemed to find one just underneath the bar there.
All right. To the heavens I should gaze. And does anything on this door move? Do these pegs move?
So you tried different things.
Well,
on the door?
I feel like I recognize this symbol, this one on the far side. I think I've seen something of this nature before. Moving.
Can you see my mouse?
What's that?
Can you see my cursor?
I can, yes.
So are you talking about this one, about this
Yes,
one, or this one?
I'm doing it right now. Like moving these pegs. I want to know if these pegs move at all.
These ones here?
Yeah, ones I'm moving.
I can't see that.
Oh, look on my screen.
Oh, okay. Can I stop screen sharing? And then it'll be on yours. Did you copy it?
You see what I'm doing? Like that?
Which ones? Okay.
On the far left?
So those ones do move. You do notice that they do move.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, and you notice if you play with all of them, the one with the maze seems to spin, and the one with the dots over here, you can also move those dots.
All right, perfect. And I turn to the others. I say, I think from my childhood I remember something of this nature. If you look to fore, hidden will remain the door. To the heavens I should gaze. And to the heavens I should gaze. I turn the maze so the eye faces north. Is that a possibility? I don't really know.
Okay, you try that. And as you do it, you hear it go click, 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 and then and it moves back to the way it was before.
Perhaps this needs to be in order. It's a puzzle of sorts.
But you know, you also, reading over the poem, you do get the impression there's more to it.
If you look
I keep looking around. I keep looking around the bar, see if I can find any more.
And as you look through the bar and you look through the different places, you do seem to find writing that you swear was never there. But it does start to become clearer and clearer.
Take a look at this one. Let's see.
And as you piece it together and you put it in the order that you think makes the most sense, you see it say, if you look to fore, hidden will remain the door. To the heavens I should gaze, do not get lost in the maze. I am one with three, but only one of three. Upside down I am found, yet I am not round. Right my direction to see perfection. Move only three, and you shall be free.
I recognize the puzzle on the far left as moving three pieces can rearrange the way that it is seen. So I do that, and I rearrange this puzzle. Oops. So that only three, so that it's pointing up.
How do you do it?
I think it's that, that, and that.
And as soon as you do that, the door seems to click. And William, you feel very strange because this is new. The door has never done this. You haven't even really acknowledged the door in the whole life of your memory.
This is this has never opened. I've never even seen this before. What? And I push open the door and I step in.
A darkness greets you and a howling demonic scream that you hear first in your mind, but then you realize it is purging from your mouth. In the darkness, you feel part of you rip away. Your body goes limp. And Lacy, you remember then the room, then feel the restraints. Hemp rope rubbing against your wrists, marring and blistering.
No.
And this almost seems so bizarre to Carver and to Lewis.
What the hell are you talking about, Lacy? You're making this sound like you sound like a goddamn psychopath.
Well, I wish I was making it up there, Carver, but...
And I turn to Lewis and I say, how can we really know what he's talking about? I don't really believe half of what he's saying is the truth.
I don't believe more than half what he's saying is truth.
Look,
actually, it sounded fine until all the gobbly boop.
Well, I mean, Lacy, in all fairness, do you have one bit of proof to substantiate anything you said so far? Is there anything that you have that makes me want to believe anything that you said? I mean, you told us a pretty tall tale, nothing of which makes it sound like you're going to get on out of here.
Put it this way. All I need here is your kerchief.
What do you?
From
and I
my
lean forward.
dearly loved Sally Ann.
And I lean forward and I take a look at the kerchief, and it does in fact look like a piece of torn cloth. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's no kerchief I've seen. It looks like it came from a dress of some sort.
That's right. That's because it did.
Well, Lewis, you ain't totally full of shit.
Story, you'll know exactly where I'm going with all of this.
All right.
So, but I don't even know where we are in this story anymore. Are we still with getting dragged away by those two henchmen? What happened to Tubit and William?
Well, see, this is the thing that always bothers me is I don't really know. I don't really know what the fuck went on. I mean, really, I'm kind of like, realizing it now, slowly, bit at a time as I tell the story. You understand what I'm saying?
Could all of this just have been a dream you might have had while you were knocked out? I mean, you got hit in the head pretty hard by the sounds of it.
I'm fairly certain this was not a dream because as soon as that man opened the door.
All right, we believe you.
This went on and on as far as Lacy's memory recalls. In fact, Lacy seems to be brushing over huge expanses of time in his storytelling. There's a discontinuity that is to his storytelling. In fact, he only seems to be highlighting things that are coming to him at different times, and it's really hard for Lewis and Carver to follow. But the next thing that seems to make any sense is that he says he was back in his cell again on another time, and surrounded by him was 2-Bit and William, but they too seem like we're worse for wear, as if something has been ripped away from them, and they seem to be losing it as badly as Lacy was slowly doing. But Lacy was holding in there.
And then here I am, I'm barely holding in. And these two who are supposed to be like, oh, with it, are literally losing their shit.
So they were done for. That was it for them, eh?
2-Bit and William, as Lacy described, he would meet back up with them back in the holding cell. But every time that they left and came back and left and came back, he doesn't know for how long, for months, for weeks, for years. He doesn't know. But every time he did, part of him felt like it was ripped away. And he could see part of William and part of 2-Bit was just gone.
Every single time they came back, I just kept seeming like they were less and less there. And before I knew it, they were dragging me out and bringing me back. And I was feeling less and less there. Every single time I'd see the light.
Live all this.
In fact, 2-Bit was not able to talk for a time.
So, Lacy, you said that there were some needles, syringes or something? What was going on?
Get me started about the syringes and the needles. I don't even know what was going on. It just seemed like every time I went back in the room,
Whoa, Lacy. Cool, it's cool. When you first said that they brought handcuffs, I thought that they were slavers or something. They were going to make you guys into slaves and make you, sell you for a pretty penny and make you work the rest of your lives. But
that's exactly what was going on. We were becoming slaves. We were becoming slaves of our minds. Slaves of reality. Slowly, reality, unconsciousness, sanity, and insanity were all one in the same. It didn't matter if I was sleeping or if I was awake, if I was here or if I was there. Everywhere I went, it was all just splotches of ink everywhere. And I was going, just losing my mind.
Lacy goes on to describe more instances very similar. In between, he talks about moments where he's talking to William and 2-Bit, and it seems they're going through similar ordeals, and they too themselves are losing their minds slowly in this place that they're being tortured.
This is not great because and we didn't want to go to there, but he had to go there anyway. Because if you didn't go there, there wouldn't be anything left. And if you couldn't go there, then there wouldn't be anything left in the end of the station. If there was nothing left in the station.
Shut up!
What are you talking about, William?
Couldn't be anything.
Shut up! Up in the sky.
Lacy describing himself, he doesn't seem like he was completely gone yet, but he was definitely being tortured, and he was slowly losing himself, very slowly over time.
Tell you about the Indians and the Granger. You don't want to hear that story. I will tell you.
Two men in white coats come to the bars again, and there's nothing left in Lacy to fight. Lacy describes that there was no point. Why? He's tried so many times before. Not again, not this time. He's brought back to the room, and a whiff of smoke again, a pinch, and his eyes burn. And around the fire he sits. three other men, with a large building constructed in a way he'd never seen before. And Harlan, Guthrie, points again for the second time, swearing he heard something in the woods as they sit around the fire.
No, there's something out there. Guys, I swear to you that I have heard something out there. And if we don't check it out right now and man up and do something awesome and adventurous...
Harlan, last time we were at the cottage, you talked about we buried some undead artifact, and you claimed you were just trying to scare us. You remember David? He could barely sleep. Justin,
I know, but listen.
Let's not do this.
But think about this. What if something was out there and we did something extremely fun about it? And you remember E.T.?
Yeah, I do. It's probably, yeah.
There's an E.T. out there, guys. There's an E.T. in the woods. No, let's just go for a walk. Look, there's no light pollution up here. It'll be beautiful. We'll see the stars.
Lacey,
we'll investigate.
You feel really nervous, and you look around, and it looks like a normal building, except for it's big, and it seems like it's a little bit more modern construction, but still wood framing. And as you look around to where a kind of a clearing in the trees, where you would expect to park a carriage or something, there's kind of the air looks hazy, almost like you'd see on a hot day in the desert, and your head aches as you look to where this haziness would be. And do a perception check or a notice roll. So successful. You can explode the 4.
All right, I forgot about that. And a 3.
They say that when Columbus came to the New World, the Aboriginals could not see their ships on the sea, not because they were not able to see them, rather they could not perceive them. Your mind screams in pain as you try to focus, but you can only know that something is there, but you can't understand it. There's something in that space, something parked there, but you can't understand it, and because of that, your mind does not see it. And Harlan and Justin and Chris get up from the campfire and decide to go for a walk, as Harlan says.
See? Look, and at the very least, we will find an ET or something like an ET, and we can befriend it, and we can touch it.
That's okay.
I'm bringing a guitar.
Like if you're serious about hearing something, don't you want to be armed, Harlan?
No, I'm not going to be armed. This isn't high school. Okay, fine, I grab a stick. But you know what?
I'm bringing a guitar to hit something. I'm bringing it to sing.
That's your guitar. That's fine. You can bring it. Don't bring my guitar. Guys, if it's an ET, don't you want to touch it? Couldn't you imagine just running your fingers over what ET's face is? It feels like it's going to be really like a ball sack, almost.
ET is an intelligent, loving creature we should respect.
That's what they want you to think. Did you know ET
just then
the
it got
ending of
a tone of silence and seriousness, as for sure everyone hears it, a ruffling and a rummaging in the woods not too far away from the campfire light.
Okay. All right.
Raccoon?
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's a raccoon.
How big did it sound, though? It sounded a bit bigger.
Okay, maybe we should go inside.
Makes sense to me.
I think I'm okay with that.
I start heading in.
All right, I'll go inside too, but not in a scary way. But I do want to back with my face towards the bushes. No, wait. But you know what? It's probably someone. And I just listen for a second.
Alex seems to be acting very strange. You look over at Alex, and he's not himself. Are you been drinking too much, Alex?
Alex, are you coming inside? Did you not hear that, or what?
Alex, this is a bit. This is a bit, guys.
This is a bit. This is a funny bit.
This is a funny bit. This is one of.
Let's watch. Let's see what he's gonna do. He's gonna do something crazy.
He's gonna do.
ET, and I go in and poke his finger.
What are you doing? Are you all right?
And just then, out of the woods walks a person, dressed kind of an old Western outfit, with his mouth hanging open and a tongue hanging down, and starts walking towards you guys.
Okay. All right. Hey, are you okay? Okay.
Zombie.
No. Are you all? No, don't fuck around. This guy's serious. Are you okay?
And takes a step through the fire and starts catching fire as it walks towards you.
Holy fuck! And I tackle him. I
You
tackle
tackle
him.
him to the ground.
And I run and get a bucket of water.
Okay, so let's do a strength check, Harlan.
How big is the guy?
He looks to be slightly smaller than Mike would be.
Okay.
So, like maybe 6 feet tall, but he seems like he's pretty muscular.
All right. I'll give myself a 6 in strength.
Oh, yeah. No, you can still go plus or minus 1 die roll from your character sheet. Just to keep it simple.
Yeah, but I'm stronger than Carl.
All right, sounds good.
Besides, he has a 4, so I'm giving myself a higher, so 6, so 5.
All right.
I feel like I can at least
You got a 5?
tackle Mike if I had to. Yeah.
We just want to see here. Smart strength. Okay. So you tackle him.
Yeah.
And you rolled a 5?
I did.
So you tackle him, no problem. He hits the ground, and you hear groaning. Do a 1d4 damage.
Okay.
Let's see if it's stronger fighting.
1. And I turn to Chris and Justin, and I say,
Yep.
somebody get a fucking blanket, and somebody help me with him. Are you all right, man? And I'm like saying it as I'm patting him out.
And he's just...
What the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
And I run down and I kneel next to Harlan.
And we're all going to draw a card as we do so.
Who's
Justin, you're going to get to go, but after that round, we're going to go by that. Harlan gets a joker. Nice.
You know what? To be fair, I don't think this deck was shuffled. I just pulled on the top 4 cards are all jokers.
All right.
That's fair.
Sorry.
So I run to Harlan's side and I kneel down and I say, "What the heck is up with this guy?" And I grab the guy's hand and I hold it, and I just say, "Are you all right? Are you all right?"
And as you hold it, you feel your fingers go through his flesh. But it's not hot. It's not like you've gone through like a hot flesh. That's been burnt. Your fingers just go through the cartilage in the back of his hands, through the sinew, and out the other side. And on your hands is part of this
Harlan.
man.
Oh God, Harlan!
I would freak out. I'd get right off him.
Yeah.
I'd be like, holy fuck, and I'd probably vomit.
All right.
Don't be
So order of operation would be, Harlan, if you want to go first, you can, but you can pass and go at any time to interrupt if you want.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay, so the creature sits up, turns its head to you guys, pushes up, and tries to grab you, Harlan. And it's going to try to grab you. And unfortunately, it grabs you and just misses as you've just managed to get out of its way. But as you see that, you see another one emerge from the woods, and another one.
Another creature?
Another one. Yep. So there's
Holy
3
shit.
now.
Are they all like dressed in Western attire?
They are all, yeah. One of them is in this beautiful blue bell dress with what looks to be a torn piece missing from it.
Is it just us up at the cottage?
Yeah. It's just
Okay.
the 3 of you.
I would run as fast as I could
of us.
upstairs. I'll use my joker.
Inside.
I'll say meet me in the car. I'm gonna get the keys.
And Chris is trying to keep pace with you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep pace with you.
Well, I say no. Go to the car. It doesn't make sense for 2 people to go in the house. Go to the car. It's unlocked. We keep them unlocked at the cottage.
Sure.
And
And I run it.
And I'm gonna run upstairs and I'm gonna grab the keys. I know exactly where I have them, and I'd run straight down. I wouldn't worry about anything.
Okay. So you jump into the car.
Yeah. As soon as everyone's
Okay.
in, I back that fucker away.
Lacey, you see that they go and they run towards that spot that split your head, that painful feeling when you're looking at something that your mind is protecting you from, as if it can't comprehend what's there. And they disappear into it. Chris and the man that's called Harlan, they disappear into it, and you can't see them, but you want to, and your brain is just hurting as you look. And
I look over at Alex and I see him. What is he doing?
he's standing there like, I don't know, Alex, what are you doing?
I grab a large branch and I like poke the guy who's standing, who just got out of the fire, and I'm pushing him back because I assume he's a zombie, and they're not really, don't seem dangerous. So
So you didn't come in the car with us.
We gotta meet Harlan at the car. All right.
yeah.
I'll watch our backs.
Okay. Let's just.
Are you all right? You
go
look
backwards.
You look a little
Let's
off.
just both go backwards.
So Justin, do you go towards the car?
Yeah. I start making my way there with Alex.
Okay. Alex or Lacey, you can't see the car. Again, Justin, or the person you think his name is Justin, he disappears. and your brain is aching as you look into the space that he's disappeared into.
This is Alex or Lacy?
This is Lacy. Lacy, Alex, Lacy. Okay, let's draw next card because that was a weird round. Next card.
That was my Joker running upstairs. That was a.
And getting the cars and going into the car. Yeah.
That was such. No. Well.
What else did you want to do?
Well, that didn't even benefit me to go in that order.
You're
I don't have a gun.
You still got first.
Again, I'm not even attacking. I'm still king. Doesn't the Joker like? Nah, it sucks. Anyway, I'm going to drive out. What's Justin doing?
Justin's in the car now, waiting for Alex.
I fucking drive away.
And I got.
So you leave Alex?
Oh no, I wouldn't. What an idiot! I will grab him. I'd be like,
I'm heading to the car.
How close are you?
Alex, you can't even see the car. Again, every time you look in that direction,
okay,
your brain is just not perceiving what's there.
Wait a minute. I leave the motor running. I'm king. I leave the motor running. I'm king. I leave the motor running. I grab you and I yank you towards the car. Justin opens the side seat and I push you in and we drive away.
And as
my brother died.
He's pulling you into the darkness, you feel that another part of your brain just rip away. And that same demonic scream comes lurching out of your open mouth. And you find yourself again in that space, in that room, tied to the chair. You find yourself bound. You hold on as much as you can, but part of you is ripped away, and you remember the room. Exhausted, you feel the fabric cloth that holds your wrists, and your mouth begins to twitch, something it didn't do before. And you start to see that Carver wasn't always, or Lacy wasn't always the way he was, Carver and Lewis. And you see that something has happened to this man that's made him twitchy in the way he was. And yet, you also notice that it was barbed wire holding his wrists at first. And now he said it was rope, and now it's fabric cloth.
Lacy, I don't know, man. I got to call bullshit on a lot of this.
You can call bullshit all you want, but I'm telling you.
Look, man, I want to believe you. I really do. I think a lot of what you said was true. I think. Look, can I be real with you? Can I be Lacy? Can I be straight up with you now? Yeah. Lacy, I think. Lewis, I'm looking for a sympathetic kind. I say, I think maybe you left Halton because a girl didn't return your love, and I think maybe you got a little too much sun out on the Grange, and I think you came back a changed man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Love of a woman can do crazy things to a man, but I don't know, Lacy.
Tell you, Carver, this wasn't sun. This wasn't rain. This wasn't mud. It wasn't earthly. It was out there. It was out there. It was out there. It was out there.
Hey, Carver. I'm starting to think that maybe telling this story isn't doing such good to Lacy right now.
I agree, and Buddy's just about ready to wake up. I think he's feeling a bit better. I don't know if we should push him anymore.
Yeah, I don't want him to snap or anything. Might have already happened.
Lacy, you need to snap out of it, man. Stop telling the story right now, or else.
Lacy, it seems to be troubled very much by this retelling of the tortures that he's been through, but he's able to keep going. And he talks
if you have to
with a sadness in his voice as he begins to describe one of the last moments he saw Two-Bit and William back in the cell.
Oh, that was the last time I saw them. It was in the cell. It was in the cell.
Say again, what the fuck are you talking about?
It was the saddest moment of my life. My friends were gone. They were gone. Laughing. William was gone. Two-Bit was gone. The people they were no longer. And that was when I realized it. They're doing experiments on us. They're doing experiments on us.
Lacy describes the door opening again and two large men coming into the room and racking their billy clubs against the bars, saying, "Come on, Two-Bit, William, get away from Lacy. You know what we're here for."
You don't want to hear about the Indians in the Granger. You wouldn't come back from me if I told you that.
You stay away from them. You stay here, you son of a bitch. You stay away from my friends.
The man opens the grate and starts walking towards Lacy again.
No.
No.
And Lacy looks into William's eyes and works into Two-Bit's eyes.
Well, you see, it's going to be okay. I think we're going to get out of this one. I think we're going to make it.
As they go and grab Lacy and begin to pull him out.
Good luck, Lacy.
Oh,
We'll see you on the other side, Lacy.
Turn to sing.
Two-Bit and I will wait for you.
And they close the grate
In the
behind.
dark world, we will find you, Lacy. In the shadow world. We'll see you in the shadow world.
And the door shuts to the cell.
That's right.
And Lacy, you find yourself again in this room lit only by an overhead hanging lamp. And you hear that same voice in the darkness speak. "The experiments are working. He is growing more resilient. What grit. His mind protects itself, becoming more feral, more impulsive. Let's see what doubling the dose will have. I believe the amulet is almost ready." And a whiff of smoke, a pinch, and you feel the cloth around your wrist tighten. Your eyes burn. And you wake up in a place you've never been. In a place, it's a beautiful forest, and there before you is a man who, from all memories of what you have, looks just like you, Lacy. And he reaches a hand forward and grabs your hand and says, "Hi, I'm Effort Bellwater."
What are you doing here?
Effort Bellwater goes on to explain that he wasn't expecting to see Lacy at this time, but that he's here to help him. And Lacy goes on to say he didn't understand what he was going to help about, but he was describing something about an agency and something about a spark and not being ready.
You're not ready yet, Lacy. You're not ready yet. You see, the agency, we've all been keeping an eye on you. It's only a matter of time. And trust me, hang in there. It will all be worth it.
Effort goes on to say that he's been doing everything in his power, and there are forces that be that's stopping him from freedom, but he's tried to manipulate the world that Lacy is from, and trying to help him, because sooner or later Lacy will be taken, and Effort's done everything he can, but he's pressed for time, you can tell.
I've only got so much time I can spend here with you, Lacy. You have to understand that a lot of this you have to do on your own. I can't be here the entire time. And speaking of time, my time is almost up.
You hear a crack, and your heart starts pounding as you know the fabric of space and time and where you are right now. Someone's coming for you. Someone's going to come and try and stop you before you get away. Even though you want to help Lacy, you need to leave now.
Lacy, get back to Halton. Find your girl. You can do it. I know you can.
Lacy wakes in the space again. The light is dim, and he looks down, and he sees his wrists first. And he notices them that they're not bound in the cloth anymore. It's almost a satin, something smooth against the skin. And he realizes it's not satin, it's actually lace. Lace is now holding his arms down. And there on the floor is a man, a young man, dead. And a gun now released from the dead hands. And Lacy feels that if he tries, he can break free from his bondage. And he reaches for the gun. And it feels so right in his hands. And Effort Bellwater is gone. Lacy's back. So, and with the gun in his hand and the new wild man that he's become, it's time for him to find out who that voice is in the darkness.
Who are you? Where are you? Come out! Come out! Where
And you
are
hear
you?
that voice again say, that young man was foolish to come here. He may have got past my guards, but he will never get to me. Lacy, you are quite the specimen. I've worked on many specimen in the past, but for you, you have definitely proven a worthy experiment. I am be able to harvest what I need from you to make the amulet, and I appreciate it. And that will be the end you shall hear from me. And you hear someone in the room get up and start walking away from you.
And I'm looking around frantically.
So the darkness, I mean, all you see is a lantern light and the darkness on the edge. So if you run towards it, the darkness
Where are you?
takes a while for your eyes to adjust. And you see just as the door shuts, as a man leaves.
And I run towards the door.
And an old man seems to be walking away from you. Around his neck is a chain.
Give it to me!
And he keeps walking away from you.
And I keep walking after him. Give me the chain! Give it back to me!
So he's just pushing away. And before you know it, he's gone. He literally disappears into air. And you find yourself in a hallway with one door leading one way and one door at the other end of the hallway. One door that you think leads back to your cell, and one door that seems to lead into another room.
I go into the other room, not back to my cell.
Inside the room, you see what seems to be a bunch of chemical equipment, a set, and some ghost rock, and all this apparatus. And inside the apparatus, it looks like there's an open door where something has been taken out.
I look at the ghost rock, and I look at the open door. Does it go in there?
It could, but it doesn't seem to have any effect if you were to put anything in there. You put it in there, and nothing happens. And just then the door opens, and before you stands Cole Ferguson.
Sheriff?
Tarnations, is that Lacy?
Where you been, Sheriff?
And the sheriff walks over to you and says, we all thought you were dead, Lacy. And you can see the horror in his eyes as he looks at you and the wraith of a man you've become. And he says, Lacy, why don't you come home, Lacy? And Lacy stops the story there, almost overwhelmed with emotion as he's talking about Cole Ferguson saving him from this place. He doesn't mention what it was like to go back and see what had become of Two-Bit, what had become of William. He doesn't talk about Cole Ferguson losing his deputy that day. But the way he describes Cole Ferguson welcoming him back home to Hulton, he speaks of him as if he's his father.
It was like my father coming back to bring me home. swear.
Lacy, I don't know what to believe out of that story.
You know what, Cole? Fuck Carver. I don't give a shit if you believe it or not. I'm telling you. Where those sons of bitches were. They did experiments on me. Took me back.
All right,
Took
all
me
right,
out of
all
this
right.
world.
Take it easy.
Place.
What happened when you got home to Sally back in Holland?
Sally had left. She took her own life. She knew. She thought I was coming home. I told her I was. I never came back. The rancher lost all his cattle. Took his own life. She took her life.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Lacy.
Seems like ever since that day, should have just gone down in circles. Around in circles.
All right, Lacy. And I stand up. Lacy, look. And I walk over to him. All right. What you say is true. All right, I'll believe you. But listen, it's in the past. I've seen you over the past few days. Listen here. I've seen you over the past few days do things that other men wouldn't dare do. Braver things than any man I've ever been with. Yeah, you're a bit crazy, Lacy, but you know what? You got heart in you. And whatever them people did to you, whatever experiments might have happened, didn't kill your heart, didn't kill your spirit.
That's right. Thank you, Carver. That's what
listen.
I keep saying to myself.
Lacy, listen to me. I'm saying you're more than what just the sum of your parts, all right? So, whatever happened, it's done. Leave it behind. That part of your brain that keeps telling you something ain't right, that ticking part, don't listen to it anymore, all right? Well, whatever's coming when we get back to Halton, whatever's coming for us, I need you at my back. I need Lewis and I both need you. Buddy needs you more now more than ever.
Carver, there's one thing I've learned. It's that I have more control now over my own mind than I ever have after experiencing that. I can see shit for what it truly is.
And this is true, Lacy. I'm going to tell you, your grit is going to get a +2 right now from this point on.
And just out of curiosity, I mean, this story is very far-fetched, and I find it very difficult to believe, but I would find it even more difficult to believe if I wasn't involved in strange things that I can barely explain myself. So I'm not saying this out loud, but I just want to tap in to Lacy and see whether or not there is something supernatural about him. Something kind of akin to what I tap into when I do my huckster magic.
Okay.
Roll for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 explosion. All right, I got a 9.
So that's 1 raise. Lewis, you know, last time you felt something similar to this, you felt it when you talked to the Louisiana man who turned out to be a hung man, a well-hung man, a man who had been hung. It's not the same, but there's some sort of connection, as if Lacy is not of this world as much as other people.
It's kind of like he exists and he doesn't exist at the same time.
Right, and this kind of validates what he's been saying about parts of him leaving, parts of him being ripped away from him. Lacy is not a full man.
I shake my head. I don't say a word, but I've got some newfound respect for Lacy.
And with that, you hear Buddy Jack's cough, and he's coughed for so many times, but this long stretch of him just lying there still, silent, has been the hardest time you've had, and the most worrisome, more than any cough of blood that enters his handkerchief. And this cough coming from Buddy Jack's is like music to your ears, as you feel that he's going to pull through and you're going to make it to Halton.
Come here, buddy. It's gonna be all right. You need to rest up and get strong. We got a important day ahead of us.
Sun's getting lower on the horizon, Carver. What do you say it's time to head back to town?
I think it's about time to end this.
And Lacy looks at you with what appears to be some sort of spark in him, something that you didn't notice before. And we're going to end it there.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Deadlands Game 1 Part 9.
That was a little crazy.
Thank you for taking this crazy journey with us tonight. It has been a blast. Thank you for hanging out with us as you guys always do. It is always a pleasure. I am excited for next week and what Chris has cooked up for us. Yeehaw! Thank you as always to Mr. Chris Viseau for cooking together this little game for us. Thank you as always to you guys for watching, and thank you to these guys for playing with us. It is always a blast to hang out with you guys on Wednesday, and I hope it never stops. That's it for me. Do you guys have anything else to add?
We look forward to seeing Mike back with us next week.
Yeah.
Yes, Mike's back with us next week. Don't worry. He just needed a little bit of vacay, and he's well-deserved it. So, and I think it was because it was Amanda's birthday, was it not?
I don't know, but if not, you should know.
I'm pretty sure it was, and if so, happy birthday, Amanda!
Happy birthday.
If it's not your birthday, then...
Happy birthday anyways when it comes.
Happy birthday when it comes. All right. Have a great night, guys. Thank you again for doing this. And as Chris always likes to say...
We'll see you around the table.
We'll see you around the table, guys. Good night!